Yo, everybody, good to see you. Hope you're all having a good day. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football-sized moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes a Live2d rigging streams. And today is one of those Live2d rigging streams. Yeah, today is one of those Live2d rigging streams. We're not going to be working on this thing here. We're actually going to be working on a ferret. But since we're here, I wanted to show what I've been working on in the background a little bit. This still has quite a ways to go, so we're not even close to finishing this one yet. But at the moment, as you can already see, it's already got the eyes moving around. It's already got the tendrils waving left and right. That smaller one's going to be attached to the rest of the body. It's just going to replace the still ones that you see on the sides. I just wanted to add that there just to give it a little more movement, but that's not the point right now. Today, we're going to be working on a ferret. Today we're going to rig a ferret. That once it's done, we're going to be putting it on the vgen and the Etsy page. So look forward to that if you want this ferret once it's done. In the meantime, oops. Hey, where's Live2d? Yeah, it should have been on the screen. There we go. Anyway, we're going to close this for now. This one's already... Like I said, that one we're not going to be working on, so we're going to leave it there. Also, in case you're wondering, why is the model not moving? It's because apparently the phone was not charging and it's under halfway, so yeah, we're just going to leave it where it is for now. In the meantime, let's get that ferret. Also, with that being said, good to see you there, Ryu, Spock, 10, how ya be? I hope y'all having a good day. I hope things are going well. Let me see, where did I put that file for the ferret? It is around here somewhere. Ah, here we are. Here's the ferret we're going to be working on. Boom, there we go. What the? Oh, right. We probably have to add some transparency locks on this. But yeah. This art piece was made by an EB demon. They're a regular in this channel, and they wanted to try a collab idea. Funny enough, I think that collab idea was a really long time ago. It was like a few months back. The idea was they make the model art, I rig the model, and then we set it up on Etsy, and whenever, we set it up on Etsy and vgen, and whenever there's a sale for this ferret, boom, profit. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin. Also, welcome on in there, Bungus. How ya be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. Speaking of EB, there's EB. Go check out the EB. I highly recommend that you do. They are the ones that drew the... Yeah, they are the ones that drew the layers for this here model, and they also do a lot of art on the... Yeah, they also do a lot of other art stuff. Adoptable characters, all sorts of things like that. Go check them out when you get the chance. I highly recommend that you do. Alright, without further ado, here's what we gotta do. We gotta start setting things up. Let's go to the texture. You know what, funny enough, someone actually taught me that, or I've actually learned from somebody. I learned from the previous collaboration I had with a Morty that maybe going to the texture atlas first might not always be the best of ideas. Maybe it's best to go for the texture atlas last. And you know what? We're going to give that one an honest shot. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, Lampy, yo, Ryu, welcome on in. Also for those of you that are a day ahead of me, Happy New Year's. I think, kind of, it's around the corner. I hope y'all enjoy your day. I hope y'all enjoy your stay. And without further ado, let's get started. What we want to do is get all of these layers. We need to start making some texture atlases for them. So let's start selecting some parts. Go all the way up to the top up here where it shows auto, or where it shows that triangle, and it says auto at the bottom. We want to click on that. When we click on that, oh right, I'm also going to have to show you what it looks like in the tutorial screen. So you might not hear any music for a bit. Boom. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. For us, tomorrow is New Year's Eve. I've actually learned from other friends that we're a day, or yeah, there are some people that are a day ahead. Like, how do I put it? For us, it is a Saturday, but I know some friends, or yeah, for us, it's a Tuesday right now, but for others, it's already a Wednesday. So it's already one day ahead of them. That's what I'm saying, like, Happy New Year's Eve, or right around the corner, because tomorrow for them is gonna be the first. As crazy as that sounds. Also, Nazcat, thank you for the hydrate. I greatly appreciate it. Let's also give a shout out to Nazcat. If you haven't checked them out, I highly recommend that you do. They also play a good variety of games. They also do a lot of art. Go check them out when you get the opportunity. All right, so as I was saying, what we're going to do is that we're going to go to this button up here that shows the that shows the triangle that says auto at the bottom. We want to click on that. What that's going to do... Oh, it hasn't popped up on the screen? Yeah, display capture. That should have... Oh, I understand why it's not there. Okay, I know what I need to do. Hold on a minute. I know why it is not showing up. It's because it's on the second monitor. I need to drag this down. There we go. So, actually, let's just show with one layer. Let's just start with layer 1. Let's start with the stripes. All right, yeah, let's start with this one. What we got to do here is just like I said, click on that auto, and it'll pop up with 3 templates to work with. Don't worry about the 4th one, it's not actually there. Or it's not usually there. That one's a custom one. But anyway, we're going to show you with these 3 setups. So we got standard, little, and heavy. We're going to show you what standard looks like. Once we click on that, you'll see a bunch of dots pop up. This means, they're going to have a secondary, or, they're going to have... This is basically the middle ground when it comes to those little dots, those little vertices. Perfect example. If we go little, there's less dots, and they're a little more scattered. We go with heavy, a whole lot of more dots. Now, you might be wondering, why would you want less dots? Sometimes less is better because it also has your rig not chug as much. That sort of thing. I'm excited to see how this turns out. Yo, I'm glad to hear it. Also, welcome on in there, Lil. Let's give Lil a shout out. Here you go. Go check out Lil. Go pay the Mimic Tax. Awesome people over there. Very funny streams. If you haven't checked them out, I highly recommend that you do. Also realize VTube Studio isn't on the screen. And Juju Love It. Thank you for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. Or thank you for the raid. My bad, not follow. Thank you for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. Sorry, force a habit. Welcome on in. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. We are currently working on a Live2d model. A Ferret. Okay, now I have to say it. Thank you for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the Moth Crew. Hope you enjoy your stay. By the way, you're Lampy now. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. But yeah, we're currently working on a model we're working on a collab model for an EB Demon. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. Also, Requiem, thank you for the raid as well. Holy cow, double raid. We also got to give a shout out to Requiem. But yeah. Wait, did I give a shout out? Hold on a minute. First, we got to give a shout out to Juju. We got to show them support. We got to do all of that. How was the art? And I hope it went well. And let's give a shout out to Unholy Requiem. If you haven't checked out Unholy, I highly recommend that you do. If you're a fan of the Souls games, go check them out. They play a lot of the Souls. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? Go check them out. Go watch their streams. Go support. Pay the Ghost Tax. And everyone here from both Juju Love It and Unholy Requiem streams. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football-sized moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes the Live2d rigging streams. And today is one of those rigging streams. We are currently working on rigging a Ferret. I hope y'all enjoy your day. I hope y'all enjoy your stay. And if you gotta take care of things, go take care of those things. Never feel bad about raining and running, because that's what raids are all about. But if you decide to go around, I greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy your stay. How was the games there, Requiem? How was the art in there, Juju? I hope things went well. I hope things were good. Also, Good to see you there, Princess Rosa, Isopod, Toshi. We got to give a shout out to Toshi. We always got to get Toshi. Also, for those of you wondering, yes, the Lampy model is not moving right now because I forgot to charge the god dang phone. That is the big flaw of this thing, is that no matter how good of a phone it is for capturing things, if it ain't got no battery, it ain't worth jack. Show 'em, welcome on in, how you be? Introduce yourself, because I'm definitely not, or I definitely not know who you are. Sure, Requiem. No, I get what you mean. I don't know who you are. I totally wasn't playing Elden Ring Night Rain with you, like, an hour ago. Yeah, no, totally not. I don't know where you got that impression from. Welcome on in, how you be? Legion Raid or something? Legion Raid or something indeed. Let's also give a shout out to Shom. Whew. Folks, go check out Shom too. They also play the Night Rains. Really fun people. Really fun streams. Really cool people. That's what I'm trying to say. Hollow Knight traumatized me for months. You know what? Honestly, fair. Also, welcome on in there, little slime. Yo, Blobby, good to see you. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. Stream was great. Oh, stream was great. You talk so fast. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, that's all I can say is yeah. I have learned that sometimes it's necessary to talk really, really fast when it comes to these streams because there's a lot of folks. And when it comes to the raid message, you gotta really go for that speed on that raid message. You thought that was fast. Wait till we get more raids later down the road because I tend to speed the message up faster as more raid for each raid that rolls in. And then there's literally a part where people start saying, Lampy, why haven't you, or yeah, why did you not turn into an auctioneer instead? I don't know how to get that job. You know how the games went? I'll have to climb up that deep of night after years, or after New Year's, but besides that, all Gucci. Honestly, fair. I mean, Jesus Christ, when it comes to Elden Ring, I'll be honest, I don't care for climbing up in deep of night. I got to part 3, and I have never been able to drag myself out of 3, or depth 3. I'll be honest. I don't care enough to drag myself out of depth 2. Yeah, I'm currently at depth 2 now. I don't care about climbing. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna fight. If I win, if I lose, that's all there is to it. Also, Requiem, I know you were streaming for quite a while. Actually, both of you, I know you both have been streaming for quite a while, so if you gotta take care of things, go take care of those things. Never feel bad about raiding and running, because that's what raids are all about. But if you decide to grow, I greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy your stay. Mothing hours have begun. Mothing hours has begun. I hope you're having a good day there, Tron. Hope things are well. Hope things are good. Let's give a shout out to Tron. Lampy not moving. Yeah, the camera is dead for now. I gotta wait for it to charge. Wish you and everyone a fantastic new year. Alright. Likewise there, buddy. I hope you have a good new year. I hope you have a good year. Yeah, I hope you have a great 2026. I hope this one's better than last year. You got this. Look, Lampy, you know me. Normally I stay in chat, have a good time, chillax, and... Oh, I missed something. Chillax and stuff. But right now, I'm probably heading off to a cold shower and then to my room. It's badly hot. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's summer out there for you. You go get that sleep, or yeah, you go get that rest. You go cool off. You go cool down. And I hope you have a good day, a better tomorrow, and a great week. Also, thank you for the 7 stream streak there, Toshi. I greatly appreciate that. Also, Lampy didn't say hi to me. Wait, did I not? Anyway. All right, we're going to get back to the art. I think it's funnier this way now. Also, good to see you there, Ivy. All right, let me see. So we got that. We're going to go... Or, yeah, now that I showed how to set up a texture atlas for the model, we're going to do that for all the other pieces. All of them except for a select few. I'll explain those select few once we get there. But for right now, let's just select a chunk of these layers. Go back to the auto. Oh, right, you're going to need to see that part. There we go. Go back to the auto. Move it over there. We're going to put that on standard for now. If things get a little too... If things get a little or if they need a different change, then I'll change them later. But for right now, that part should be fine. That part should be fine. And then we scroll back up until we find the specific one. There is no Lampy Moth tax. Take this. Everybody go check out Jira. Go pay the shadow tax. Jira has a shadow tax. They say there isn't a shadow tax, but I don't know. There's a message out there. There's a piece of paper that says otherwise. And you always know. You always got to trust a piece of paper, am I right? Anyway. Going to go back to that one. We're going to go to standard. All right, let's see. So, that's an eye, that's an eye. Actually, I think for most of these... the lip. That one we're going to need to keep where it is. So, I know what we got to do. What's this part? Okay. What we're going to do is select everything else. Select all of the layers, with the exception of 2 of them. We're going to get rid of the invisible lip and the bottom lip. We're not going to rig those ones. We're going to keep them where they are. Oh, also, I need to give a shout out to Blobby. Oh, rat model? All right, let's add a blat, or let's add a rat. I just said blat. What is a blat? You know what? Not important. Blobby. You know what? You know what a blat is? It's a blobby rat. That's a blat. All right. Also, folks, go check out Blobby Derp. But I go get noms and have a good stream. All right, you go do the Oh, wait, yeah, I got that one confused. All right, there, Jerry. You go get that. You go get that food. You go get that. Yeah, go get that food. Also, go check out Blobby Derp. They play a good variety of games. They also do 3D stuff. They also do a lot of. Yeah, they do 3D stuff. They do perfume stuff. They do all sorts of stuff. It's always a very, very chill time. No matter what they're playing, no matter what they're working on, it's always a chill time. Go check them out. I highly recommend that you do. Let's also add a rat to the screen. Right. We gotta add a rat right quick. There we go. Rat model. Which is also kingpinned for some reason. Hold on a minute. There we go, perfect. Which, by the way, folks, if you like this rat model, you can actually find this one on the Etsy. Hold on, we're gonna set up the 95%. How did it go all the way up to 95? You know what? I'm not even gonna argue with the phone. It's at 95%. It's at 95%. So long as it stays at 95%, we're good. But yeah, folks, if you like the rat model that you see on the screen right now, it is available on the Etsy page and the vgen page at a very affordable price. All of that good stuff. But before we get into more of that, rat. Comes with a lot of different features. Comes with a mad face. Bad face. What's this button? There's nothing there. What's on 4? Nothing there on 4 either. It comes with red eyes, because why not? It also comes with quadrupedal, because someone requested quadrupedal on the rat model. So I was like, you know what? Okay, quadrupedal. It can also be a chinchilla. Oh, wait. Yeah, there we go. It could also be a chinchilla if you like. Look at that fluffy tail. It could also just be a lab rat. It also has kingpin mode for some reason, because, I don't know. Kingpin. So yeah, it comes with a lot of different features. There we go, perfect. So yeah, if you want your very own rat model with all those little features on top of it, go check out the Etsy page or the vgen page, entirely up to you. And with that being said, we're going to put this rat right over here. We're going to get back to the rigging at hand. This is the boring part, because all it is right now is really just setup. Let's set those. Yeah, let's go over here, click on those, generate some, or go to the automatic art mesh generator. Not art mesh. Layer mesh. Automatic mesh generator. Click on that. We're going to put it back to standard. Now, the reason why I left the invisible mouth lip and the bottom lip line blank, or I haven't set up, or how do I put it? The reason why I didn't set up an automatic mesh generator for those ones is because I got to work on those ones specifically. I got to work on those ones personally, which I think we should work on that right now. Let me see this layer. Let me go to the invisible lip. Why can I not move this? Is the invisible lip locked or something? Oh, it's because it's not visible right now. Okay, we're going to get the invisible lip, and we're going to get that bottom line. Yeah, we need to work on this thing, but not just yet. First, let's work on that invisible mouth. So, I showed you how to work with a automatic mesh generator. Now, let's work on a manual mesh generator. Very, very easy. We go back up here, and instead of hitting the one that says auto at the bottom, we're going to go to the one that shows that little pen, or yeah, that little ink pen in the bottom right corner. We're going to click on that. When we do click on that, you will see that it's focused specifically on that line. And now I'm going to show you how to make a mesh generator, or yeah, how we're going to make our own mesh for that one. But first, Hi Dragon, thank you for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. Let's give a shout out to Hi Dragon. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. I hope things are going well. I hope things are good. And with that being said, everybody stopping by from High Dragon Stream. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football side month. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes I Live2d rigging streams. And today is one of those rigging streams. We're currently rigging a Ferret made by... Yeah, we're currently rigging a Ferret model art made by EB Demon. I hope y'all enjoy your day. Hope y'all enjoy your stay. And if you gotta take care of things, go take care of those things. Never feel bad about raiding or running, because that's what raids are all about. But if you decide to stick around, I greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy your stay. How was the Overwatch? I hope it was good. I hope it went well. And Happy New Year's there, friend. I know it's not New Year's yet for everybody, but... Or I know it's not New Year's Eve yet for everybody, but... I know it is for some. I don't know who is that some, but I know it's New Year's Eve for somebody right now. Alright, so... Now that we got that set up, what do we want to do? How do we set up these dots? It's very, very easy. We got to go to the tools detail, and we got to make sure that that little button, that little square where it shows that ink pen with the plus symbol is on. We want to make sure that one is selected. So tap on that, and then we should be good. And now we got to make some triangles. How do we make those triangles? I'm going to show you right now. We just got to make some dots. And for this one, we want to make a lot of dots because this mouth is going to move around a lot. We want to make sure that this mouth has a lot of flexibility because obviously that line is going to need to have to make happy expressions, sad expressions, surprised expressions, all sorts of expressions. So we're going to want a lot of dots across the way. All the way across. They don't have to be perfect, but they just need to be a lot of them. And they just need to at least get from point A to point B, like so. Now that we're here, what we want to do next is start making them triangles. So triangle 1, triangle 2, triangle 3. Actually, you know what? I found out there was another and easier way to do this. Here's what we're going to do. Just going to put a dot right there. We're going to put dots in between, or yeah, we're going to put a bunch of dots. But we want to make sure that these dots, if we drag them down, they would be in between the dots that are in the middle. Because if they're on the exact spot, this isn't going to work. We want to make sure that when we drag them down, they reach the middle. That is our game plan. So that would be the middle right there. Let's drop one right there. Middle right there. Let's drop it right there. And repeat the process until you've got them all. Now, the reason why we want to do it this way is because it's going to speed up the process just a little bit more. Just a little bit. Now, normally, it would just be make a bunch of triangles. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show you both methods. And I'm going to show you why we just start with the dots at the top. By showing you the other method of the triangle method down here. Now let's make those triangles. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and just keep on going across. Just keep making those triangles across. You might have already understood why we went with the other method earlier, but here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you both ways so you understand why we went with the other method. Because it'll be a lot easier than what we're currently doing right now. Like so, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and yada yada yada. You know the rest. You know how this goes. You know how these dots go with the flow. All of that stuff. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But yeah. Now that we got the dots across, let's zoom in a little bit closer so you can see this. Now that we got the dots across, you may have noticed something. There's a bunch of little blue lines there. What are those blue lines all about? Well, best way for me to explain it, those basically give you the recommended... Those are basically the recommended shape for your mesh. You don't have to go with those shapes. Just because the program recommends those shapes doesn't mean you have to. But in this case, we're going to go with those shapes. But you will notice that the triangle shapes pop up, but there are no shapes down below, or there's no lines down below that connect everything. And I think I may have already spoiled what the plan is right now. I'm going to show you right here. Rapidly opens and closes cupboard door to annoy Lampy. That's it, we're getting Quee. Take the shout out, Quee. I should just make an automatic thing for Quee. Like, as soon as Quee shows up, like, just hit them with the automatic shout out. There. Everybody go check out Quee. They play a good variety of games. They also play the Night Reigns, all of that crazy stuff. They're also going to be coming back to stream real soon. Look forward to that. But yeah, now, the reason why we set all of that up is because this way, we won't have to make the triangles down at the bottom on the front row. It saves us a good amount of time. Because if we go back to that tool, if we go back up to the tools detail up on that tab up there, you will notice that there is a button that says, hey, wait a minute, where's the button? Oh, there we go. If you look at that tools tab up there where you see the mouse waving over, you will see at the bottom it says automatic mesh, or not automatic, auto connection. What does auto connection mean? It means connecting all those lines that you see there, it automatically fills them in. Like so. Look at the dots, look at those. You know what? Let's zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. Look at those red dot, or look at those blue lines right there. Look at the blue lines, look at the blue lines. We're going to go back up here to the top over here where it says auto connect. But before I push that auto connect, look at the blue lines, and in 3 and 2 and 1. And boom, they're connected. Thank you for the 5 stream streak there, Jira. I greatly appreciate it. Let's give Jira another shout out. Go pay the shadow tax over there, folks. Jira loves shadow tax. Give Jira money. Jira loves money. Yeah. Oi, back at you. Anyway, so you see that it automatically connected everything at the top. But you will notice that down here, the lines did not connect. Because for some reason, the auto connect doesn't work like that. This is why it's probably better to make the lines at the top rather than, or it's better to make the lines rather than to make the triangles. Because the triangles, you'll have to make the lines anyway. Where with the lines, you don't have to make the triangles. Most of the time. No, only moths? Nah, no only moths. Only shadow. Only Jiras. Yeah, only Jiras. I know someone who would subscribe to that. Yeah. Actually, I think a lot of people would subscribe to that. There you go, Jiro. It's time to make... No, I'm not gonna... Well, that's entirely up to you. Alright, with that being said, let's connect these dots now, shall we? Connect these dots, put these points, all of that crazy stuff. And like I mentioned before, things seem a little off with the dots. That's okay, we can just move them around a little bit. Adjust things how they need be necessary. All of that nonsense. Because we might need to adjust these. Only moths still sounds better. Hey, you never know that. You might also want, or you never know, only shadows. Only those lurk in the shadow, or yeah. Oh yeah, you know what? Only shadows. Because only degenerates lurk in the shadows, am I right? Yeah. See? You even have a you even have a slogan for it now. Perfect. Now, in the meantime, let's work on these triangles, because we got a lot of triangles to get across. A lot of triangles to make. A lot of dots and a lot of points and a lot of things, and yeah, you know the game plan, you know the risk, you know the... Well, maybe you don't know the game plan, I don't know. Live2d is tough, but we're gonna explain it as we go along. That's why we're making these dots. That's why we're rigging this model. To explain things as we... Yeah, to explain things as we work. But yeah, with that being said, how is everybody's day? How's everybody's, how's everybody's holidays? I hope they're going well. What are your plans for the new year since we're here? What's everybody planning for 2026? And you know what? Honestly, I feel like we're at the point where we can start talking about the 20s. I mean, the 20s are almost over again. I think we could call them 26 now, am I right? What's everybody's plan for 26? You're gonna be hanging out with friends, you're gonna go to a party, you're gonna be watching, what shows do people watch nowadays? What shows are on right now? You're gonna go watch the new movie. What new movie is out? Are there any new movies out right now? I'm assuming they wouldn't be because, well, New Year's is right there. Who's gonna be watching movies during the New Year's, right? Maybe? I don't know. Let's also zoom out a little bit so we can see what we're working with here. Who knows? I know for me, I'm playing Night Rain again. I'm playing some more Night Rain tomorrow. Gonna be working on the Rot Moth, because I believe it's finally time to rig the Rot Moth model. Also, I've been working on some things in the background. As you already know, I've been working on some things, working on some stuff. I've been preparing some things for both the moth and the bird, so new model stuff right around the corner. And I think for somebody's commission, I'm almost finished with it. I just need to hear back from them about the wing physics. Once I hear back from them, I either have to continue some work or I am done. Only time will tell. Because I know they wanted to reduce the physics on the wings a bit. Which understandably so. They were going a bit haywire. Although I'm not going to lie. I did like the big wing flapping. But if it's too much, that makes sense. Plus, it's their commission. So we gotta work with, well, yeah, we gotta work based off of the client's thing. Words. Based off of the client's Preference. Yeah. I think that's the word. Yeah, I think that's the word. Anyway, you know, as they always, or yeah, as the old saying goes, the customer is always right. Now, we all know that's a big crock, but in this case, I believe this is one of those rare cases where that phrase actually holds true. Because you want to make your customers happy, you want to make your clients happy. You know what? Honestly, I feel like that's the only few times where it actually works. If you're... you know what? I think that's what I'm trying to say. The term, or the old phrase, the customer is always right. It's a phrase for businessmen. It's a phrase for entrepreneurs. It is not a phrase for employees. Because if you work for a big company, you know full well you do not care what the customer thinks. And the customer is not thinking about this as a business transaction. It's just a simple service. So obviously, it's not a big deal to it's not as big of a deal to them, and it certainly ain't that big of a deal to you. But when you're a entrepreneur and you're doing your own business, for both you and the client, it's a big deal because the client knows you're not some big corporation, you're just a person. And you know that that's not just any customer, that's a customer that gave you that's a customer that decided, you know what, I'm gonna work with you on this. So those are the rare times where the term the customer is always right actually holds true, actually holds some water. And I'm starting to learn that nowadays. Because if you ain't listening to the customer ain't, if you ain't listening to the client, chances are the client ain't coming back. And understandably so. Of course, I think that also applies to the other way around, because if the client ain't treating you with respect, that usually means that you probably shouldn't work with that client again. Or you shouldn't have them as a client anymore if they ain't treating you with respect. Unless you are willing to put up with the pay. I will definitely say that part. Like, if they ain't respecting you, don't work with them. Unless they are making you rich. If they made you rich, then you know what? Might as well put up with their nonsense. To a degree. To a degree. Once you've made your money and once you're free and once you could just live comfortably, that's when you could just tell them to kick rocks. Am I right? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Okay, so now that we got that line, let's go to the invisible lip line. Actually, first, we got to go to that mesh edit up here. We got to click on that. We got to click on that check mark. Boom. We click there. Let's save. Because we definitely need to name this thing. Desktop. We need to go to EB Ferret. We're just going to name it. Yeah, we're just going to keep the name Ferret, and we're just going to save it in that folder. Boom, there we go. All right, let me see. Plans are simple. Finish some new art, print stickers, go see favorite streamer at MagFest. What's MagFest? Maybe surprise her with new fan art, so I can see her in-person reaction. Yo, nice. That actually sounds like a really cool time right there. Also, let me see. They just released a Thor teaser for the next Avengers movie. Wait. Yeah, I guess Thor is still going, now that you mention that. Thor's still going, huh. What's the plot of that Thor movie? Hey, Lampion chat. Yo, John, welcome on in. How you be? Hope you're having a good day there, buddy. I hope things are well. I hope things are good. Just got off work. I'm very tired. Understandable. I'm sorry to hear that there, friend. But at least work is over. It's time to chill. It's time to sit back. It's time to enjoy potentially the new year. And I hope things get easier. Also, I forgot. I need to get some water. Yeah. Water. Because there's been a few hydrate redeems that I have not fulfilled, and I need to fulfill those hydrate redeems. It's time to chill the heck out. That's what's up. Always time to chill. Or chill when you get the opportunity. I know that feel. Oh yeah, I forgot. So, I just got my last Christmas present from one of my brothers. It was the 2025 tin for Yu-Gi-Oh packs. And I want to say, I'm not going to lie, there have been a few, like, most of the cards here, they're kind of meh. But I will say there's been a lot of good cards, or there's a decent chunk of cards in here that I did like from this tin. Obviously, the very shiny foil of Pot of Greed. I mean, I don't know what it does, but it looks really, really cool. I like that Pot of Greed card. And I wish I could show what the cards look like, but... Yeah. Oh, right, I almost forgot. I was not expecting that the tin came with a couple of card dividers. And they look like poker cards, a Yugi, Kaiba, and Joey. I think it was supposed to have the other ones in that same set, but they didn't pop up, so you know what? Or maybe it was always supposed to be just Yugi, Kaiba, and Joey as the card separators. Either way, it looks pretty cool. I like it. Alright. Let's catch up with some reading. Oh, it's for the Avengers Doomsday, where Doctor Doom is going to be attacking everyone. Oh, they're finally bringing out Doomsday. Yeah. Doomsday. Totally not Iron Man. But yeah, fair enough. I was going to join Kui and them, but I feel weird not talking at all. Oh, I feel weird not talking with all of them. Wait, what do you mean? Like, what makes you feel weird about not talking with them all? Rumor is, they showed kids in both teasers. Oh, they showed kids both teasers. The other one had the other had Steve Rogers. The other had Steve Rogers. Had kids in them, so Doom might not be kidnapping hero kids. Oh, Doom might be kidnapping hero kids. Oh. Why is Dr. Doom kidnapping kids? Not gonna lie, that's a little suspect. I know he's a villain and all, but... And I know he's probably using them to build an army. Yeah, build an army or something, but it's still, without context, that's a little suspect. I don't know, probably just being weird and nervous about nothing? I understand. I would say, I think you should be fine in there. I mean, it hasn't been any, or what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, I don't think it would, okay, personally, during those times, during the night rain sessions when you're there, I don't think it's ever really been, I didn't realize that, or yeah, how do I put it? I didn't realize, because it didn't seem like it was awkward, but if that's the case, I kind of get what you mean. Sometimes you feel like you're standing out, or, you know, yeah, I think that's the word. I kind of get what you mean. Sometimes it feels a little odd. Like, you stand out, or it's like on the outside looking in, that sort of thing. I get what you mean on that. Not gonna lie, that is a rough experience. But I can definitely say, I do believe that they enjoy your company. I mean, heck, being there myself, I think they enjoy your company, but I also understand if it feels a little awkward, that's okay. Yeah, I get what you mean. Ah, fair, fair, fair. All right, now let me see. What on earth is the other things I needed to do? Okay, so that's a pattern, and I need to find the head color. So this is the whole head shape. So here's what we got to do now that we've got everything set up. We need to get all of these patterns, every single pattern, and the chin shade. Actually, no, not the chin shade. That's for later. Actually, no, I think the chin shade. So let's get that chin shade. The ear fold, no, we keep that there. And aside from that, I think that should be everything. Now that we got those layers, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this inspector tab over here, and we're going to scroll down until we find clipping ID. That clipping ID is what we need next. Let's click over there. And from there, we try to find the head shape. There it is, head color. This one right here. Oh, you can't see it. Let's scroll down a little bit. All right, let's go to the tutorial screen so you can actually see what I'm talking about. We go to that clipping ID, we click on that, and all of these layers will pop up. We scroll down until we find the shape that shows the head. Click on that. Boom. Now everything is condensed within that head shape. Boom. It's all set. It's all good. We're all ready. Also, Barry, welcome on in. Let's give a shout out to Barry Aquarius. If you haven't checked out Barry, I highly recommend that you do. They are currently pushing for the DBD creator program, so if you want to help them out, go watch Barry. They stream in the mornings. Yeah, I want to say they stream in the mornings. They play a lot of DBD. They also play other games. They play chill games. They have a lot, they play collabs, or they do collabs from time to time. Really fun streams. Really hilarious times. I highly recommend that you check them out when you get the opportunity. Boom. Go follow the Barry. Really cool stuff. Says really outlandish things. Overall, it's a really cool time. Also, Dusk, good to see ya. Let's give a shout out to Dusk. If you haven't checked out the Dusk, I highly recommend that you do. Very chill, very funny times over there. Very chill times, very funny times, really awesome people. Big nerd out place. I say that with respect, by the way, that if you want a place to just nerd out, go check out Dusk. Like, especially if you're a big fan of Pokemon, that is a really, really good place to go. Go check out the Dusk. And I hope you're all having a good day there, buddy. All right, let me see. Trying to catch up some things. Ah, there we go. That will upset Hawkeye. Disney is into messing up families in plots. Sounds about right. Oh yeah, Hawkeye's got a family. Oh no, Hawkeye better watch out. Dr. Doom's coming for his kids. Alright, let's see. They have superpowers. Thor's daughter has some kind of infinity stone. Wait, Thor has a daughter? When did that happen? Cap's kid might have the super soldier juice in them. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna say, like, wait, okay, who added the super soldier? And then I just realized, oh yeah, Captain America. That would make sense. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of funny. Like, who added the super soldier serum into the kid? And then I realized, oh no, it's not that they injected the super soldier serum into the kid. It's that Captain America injected his super soldier serum. You know what? That's not important. Anyway, let's catch for some things. I didn't know Thor had a kid. When did that happen? I guess I could pop in and say hi. Hey, 10 streams, nice. Yeah, thank you for the 10 stream streak. And yeah, I think you should be all right with that. But again, no pressure on that. If you feel like hanging out anywhere else, that's completely fair. If you feel like hanging out over there, that's also completely fine. But the only thing I gotta say is, what's it called? I think they enjoy your company. It's a really fun time over there. All right, let me see. Thank you, Lampy. Yeah, no problem. And no thank you for stopping by there, Barry. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you have a lot of good plans for the New Year's and all of that. Same thing with you there, Dusk. Hope things are going well. Hope things are good. All right, let's see. Thank you, Lampy. Yeah, no problem. And same to you. Thank you for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. Results of Thor Love and Thunder. Oh. Thor brought the love and the thunder, understandable, and that just popped out a kid. Okay. Lampy Not Safe for Work stream where he teaches chat the birds and the bees. What bees? You know what? Yes, we do teach you about the birds and the bees here. You see, good news. We can finally be bees. You'll get to live like a bee. The best part about it is, you'll live for 30 years. If you're old like me, that's a good sign. Alright. Oh, I was too slow? That's fair. Let me see. At the end of Thor Love and Thunder, he adopted the main villain's daughter, and he revived, or after he revived her. Oh. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch Thor Love and Thunder, so I didn't know the main villain had a daughter. The only thing I knew about Thor Love and Thunder is that Batman was in there. Batman was the villain. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about Christian Bale. AKA the Dark Knight. In case anyone's wondering, like, when was there a DC crossover? Yeah, no, I mean, technically, when you think about it. Alright, anyway. What is this shadow? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we also need to add some things for the body next. So let's get some of these parts. Let's find... Okay, leg pattern. Okay, we're gonna have to work on a lot of clipping masks. But give me one moment. We gotta find leg pattern. Okay, so we have the leg pattern, but now we need to find where that leg is. Leg front. There's leg front. We just got to put that clipping mask there. Then we got to go to body pattern. Go to that clipping mask there. Find body base. Click on that. There we go. Do we have any other patterns that we need? Leg pattern number 2. I'm so glad that this was layered. Or I'm so glad that EB named these layers, because if not, I would have been struggling trying to put these puzzle pieces together. There we go. Leg front. Yeah, that should do. And honestly, that part should be fine. Tail base? No, that's fine. Head shadow. Head shadow needs to go to the body. Where's the body? Base body. Boom. There we go. We got that set up. At the end of Thor... Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Missing Love and Thunder may be a good thing. Honestly, fair. I'm not gonna lie, though. Outside of Infinity War and Endgame, I, as crazy as it sounds, was never really invested in the Marvel movies. I think I've only seen... I'm gonna be honest with you. Out of all the Marvel movies I've only seen Iron Man 1... a bit of Iron Man 2, Black Panther, Infinity War, and Endgame. And I'm not gonna lie, Endgame was disappointing. Infinity War was great, though. I liked Infinity War, even though I barely knew anything of what was going on. Oh wait, no, I take it back. I also saw Thor Ragnarok. That was about it. I liked Infinity War. Endgame sucked, though. That's the best way to put it. I saw Endgame and I was like, what? Sort of. I mean, at first I thought, you know what? This is kind of interesting. I kind of like it. And then afterwards I realized, oh, wait. They didn't even fight the actual... They didn't even fight the Thanos that gave them such a hard time in Endgame, or Infinity War. The time travel thing was kind of nonsense, because I wanted to see how were they going to handle Thanos with all of those stones, and turns out they actually didn't. And so, yeah, just overall, that movie just kind of... That movie... I'm not gonna lie, it was overhyped. But yeah, let me see. Do people normally not name their layers? Well, okay, when it comes to Live2d models, technically, yes, everybody usually names their layers because you're going to desperately need those. But when it comes to most other arts, not really. But I'm just really, really glad that this one was a case where the layers were named, because if it not, I would have been stuck on this part. Also, hold on a minute. We're going to need to figure out that problem. Because I remember there was an issue with that a while back. Not for me, but for somebody else. But I'm going to need to figure out how on earth I fix that problem. And I think it has something... How do I fix that problem? I'm going to need to look into that later. But for right now, we'll leave it as is. So, now that we got all of that set up, we got those layers, we got those layers, we got the eyes, we got all of that. So we're all good there. The next thing we need to work on, also, add start in a minute. The next thing we need to work on is setting up deformers. Hooray! Deformers are going to be fun. Now, what are deformers? You're going to see. They are... Well, for the lack of a better term, I always like to start these rigging stages by explaining it this way. Think of your Live2d model as a car. You, yourself, are the passenger. The vehicle is the model itself, what you see right here. The steering wheel is your parameters, these little dots. The things that let you move things left to right. And your tires to said car are these things right over here. These things called deformers. I'm going to show you the green box right quick. That green box would be your tires to your entire model. Now, how does it work like that? I'm going to explain it real soon. After these messages. First, let's catch up with some reading. Also, let's bring it back to the tutorial page right quick. Alright. Some people number them and hope for the best. Wait, really? Oh, okay, I'm not gonna lie. For Live2d, that is definitely something that is very much something to dodge, something to avoid when it comes to Live2d, because you're gonna want those layers. You are gonna want those layers named, because if you don't have them named, you're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna have a lot of problems. Also, Wheezy, welcome on in. Wheezy! Hold on a minute. I saw what you did. Wheezy. I know what you did. I saw you also did that off screen. You tried to do, or yeah, you lurked in the shadows. I saw what you did there, Wheezy. I see you. Also, thank you there, Wheezy. But I see you. Also, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Hope you're having a good day there, buddy. Go check out Wheezy there, folks. They don't stream, but they do a lot of arting. They do a lot of animations. You can find them on the TikToks and all the other socials. They do a lot of art. Like a whole lot of art. And I'm not going to lie. I commend them for the art that they've done. Because, okay, one example of one of the art pieces they've done was that they have the person that raided us earlier, Unholy Requiem. Unholy Requiem has a lot of models, a lot of model variations, and they are also a humanoid figure, so that's a lot of humanoid models, a lot of humanoid variations. Now, why do I bring up Requiem when we're talking about Wheezy? Well, that's the thing. Wheezy took it upon themselves and drew an art piece for Requiem that consisted of almost, if not all, of their model variants. And I'm not gonna lie, that is one heck of an accomplishment right there, because that had to have been a whole lot of work. But that came out amazing. Go check out the Wheezy. I highly recommend that. Also, welcome on in there, Karibo Lord. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. Let's give a shout out to Karibo. How do I spell? There we go. Go check out the Karibo Lord as well. They play a good variety of games, very chill times, really great people. Also, Abdullah Mazen 2000. Welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the Moth Crew. I hope you enjoy your stay. By the way, you're lamping now. If you don't know what that means, don't. Yeah. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. Hope you're having a good day there, buddy. Hope things are going well. Hi there. How are you doing today? I hope you've had the best day ever. And I love your personality, and your drawing is beautiful. Yo, thank you for that. Although I will, I gotta preface one thing. This art piece that you see right here has not, okay. This art piece that you see right here, the ferret, that was not drawn by me. This is a, there's a bit of an art collab with EB Demon. EB drew the ferret. However, I will let you know, that does not mean that I do not draw things, as I have drawn and rigged, or yeah, everything else out, with the exception of the ferret, has been drawn and rigged by yours truly. But I gotta give credit where credit is due, because it'd be pretty messed up if I just said, yeah, sure, yeah, I drew the ferret. Nah, I can't do that. So I want to just let y'all know, the ferret is drawn by an EV Demon, or EB Demon, but we will be rigging this ferret, and we will be putting this, or yeah, we came to a collaborative agreement that we're gonna be, or I'm gonna be rigging the model for them. We're gonna be setting it up on the Etsy and all of that good stuff. And I hope you enjoy your day, and I hope you enjoy the stream and all of that good stuff. Gonna give me an ego, high praise coming from an excellent artist such as yourself. Lies and slander, I know you. I was like, yeah, you make amazing art there. Yeah, you make amazing art there, Wheezy. I'll let anyone tell you otherwise. No problem, and it's beautiful. I agree. They did a great job on the ferret. Thank you for the bits there, Tim. I greatly appreciate it. Let's give a shout out to Bits. No, give a shout out to Timma. I apologize. My brain is fried. Go check out Timma. Very chill times over there. Even when it's a horror game, it's a very chill time. Go check them out. I highly recommend that you do. But yeah, what was I going to do again? Oh, right. Although, I will say this. If you want to see what sort of art we work on, I will be working on some art tomorrow. We're going to be working on a Rotmoth model. Actually, you know what? I can show you the Rotmoth that we're working on. Where is it? Almost accidentally clicked on a button and accidentally spoiled some things. Where are you, Rotmoth? Remove this one from list. Remove that one from list. There it is. Okay, I'm not going to lie. It might look a little cursed. But we're currently also working on some model art for a Lampy stream in the future. It's going to be Elden Ring based. Yes, we did give it a cannon. Why? Because bugs love guns. So look forward to that. So yeah, we got a long ways to go on that one. But I did want to show some of the art that we've been working on ourselves. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to get going, and I hope you have the best day ever. Thank you there. Yeah, thank you there, Abdul. I greatly appreciate it. No, it's beautiful. Yo, thank you. And no worries there, buddy. You go take care of what you got to take care of. I hope it goes well. And I hope you have a good day, a better tomorrow, and a great week, and a happy holidays, and a happy new year. You take care now there, buddy. Now, what is the next step we were doing here? Okay, so first thing we got to do. We need to take all of these layers, all of these parts. And we need to make a new deformer. What we got to do? We also need to go back to the tutorial page so you can see how deformers work. How do we make a deformer? How do we make one of those green boxes? Well, what we got to do is go to the top of the screen where you see the little fidgeting mouse or cursor. We go all the way down to this little thing that looks like a fishing net. We click on that fishing net, and then boom, this tab will pop up. And I always like to bring up this tab because, or I always like to talk about this tab for like a minute, because when you first start Live2d, this is going to look complicated. This is going to look intimidating. What on earth do we do with this thing once we click on this? There's so many things going on. How do we handle this? I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you. It is deceptively simple. Because the only thing you really need to do especially when you're first starting out. The only thing you really need to do is go to that tab or go to that category where it says name and just name it something. Name it whatever you want. In this case, it's going to be selecting everything. So we're going to be naming it root. We name it root because this is going to be the root deformer. You don't have to name it root. You can literally name it whatever you want, but this is going to be the deformer that holds all the other ones. And that's it. Click OK. That's literally it when it comes to making deformers. Now, of course, we got to make a lot of these. So we need to start categorizing all of these parts and start setting them up in places where they need to go. So let's begin with all of that. For example, eyebrow. We need to take all the parts that are going to be part of that eyebrow, which are all of these. We go back up here to this top thing. Let's also go back to the tutorial screen so you can see it one more time. We selected the parts for the eyebrows. Click on this box. Go to name. Name it eyebrow. And then go back to the bottom and just click create. Boom. That's it. And now we're going to be doing that for all the other parts. Let's go for tail. Actually, you know what? Let's select everything for the body. All of the body parts. So tail, leg, torso, chest fluff, everything except for any of the parts that connect to the head. Like the ears. We don't want to select the ears. We got everything that we need right here. Click on that. Go back to the fishing net up top. Click on that. And we're just going to name this one body. Body. Boom. Then we put create. Now we got that big old box that holds the entire thing. Now you're probably thinking, when does the animation part or the moving part or the rigging part roll on in? Yeah, about that. That's going to take a bit of time before we get there because we got to do the boring part, which is make all of our deformers. I know it sucks, but trust me, it's going to be well worth it. Now that we got the body, obviously we're going to simplify things a bit, but for right now, let's just select all these things. Select all of that, as well as the eyebrow. Make sure we got all of those points. And then we click create, and we're going to call this one head. Actually, you know what? Let's name this head X. Now, the reason why we call it head X is because... Oh wait, why has this got everything else selected? Hold on a minute. We do not want body selected. We do not select the body. Deselect body. We just want eyebrow all the way to the top here. Click on that box. And we call it head X. Boom. And then we put create. Now we got the head. Look at that sucker go. Alright, let's see. Random question. If you live in the DC universe and as a normal civilian, which fictional city would you live? Whichever city the Flash is in. Nothing ever bad happens to the Flash. Yeah, tell that to, who is the Reverse Flash? Not the yellow guy, but the other yellow guy. Okay, how do I explain that one? Because I know out of context that doesn't make any sense. Who was the first Reverse Flash? I'm trying to remember. What was the name of the first Reverse Flash? Because I know there was two of them. Oh, yeah, there we go. Not the Reverse Flash. Zoom. That's the one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Zoom. Technically, he is also a Reverse Flash because he is also yellow, but he goes by the name Zoom to differentiate the two. But yeah, if you know the story of Zoom, then you know full well why being in the city that Barry Allen is in, isn't the best of choices because, for the lack of a better term, he got crippled by a gorilla. Yeah. Yeah, Grodd put him in a wheelchair. Some pretty messed up stories over there. Oh yeah, no, I actually, now that I remember that, I just remembered what Zoom did to, if I'm correct, it was Wally at the time? Yeah, I think it was Wally that was the Flash at that time. And yeah, what Zoom did to, well, technically not what he did to Wally, but what he did to, was it his wife or his girlfriend at the time? Grodd is just cranky? Grodd was cranky. I mean, I'd be cranky too if I saw my Nemesis's best friend. Or at least my, yeah, if I'm correct, that was his best friend at the time. So yeah, I would be mad too if I saw my worst enemy's best friend and I thought, you know what? You know what? Let me be petty right quick. Honestly, same response, Central City, but imagine the low-income housing of Gotham, though. Yeah, no, I don't care. I don't care how cheap it is in Gotham. It's Gotham. Same place where Joker gets to run around like nobody's business. Same place where mobsters still exist. Same place where Firefly gets to roam free. The list goes on. I'm surprised they never added the death penalty to Gotham. Yeah, well, I know why they don't add the death penalty in Gotham. And this is obviously outside of the narrative. We're gonna have to get a little bit of meta right here. The reason why they don't have the death penalty in Gotham is because where would they get more villains? They don't want to lose the villains they currently have because, as we all know, in comic books, no one's ever really gone. Somehow Palpatine returned. Anyway. So now that we got the head. Yo, Nebula, thank you for the raid. How was... Wait, you were playing Minecraft today, right? I think you were playing Minecraft. How was it? I hope it went well. Folks, if you haven't checked out the Nebula, I highly recommend that you do. Also, happy holidays and happy new year. I hope things are going well. Go check out the Nebula. Very chill times. They play a good variety of games. Really cool streams. Really awesome people. And if you look at the model that they have, it may or may not have been rigged by or drawn by some bug. So I highly recommend checking them out. Are really awesome people. And everybody stopping by from Nebula's stream. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football-sized mouth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes I Live2d rigging streams. And today is one of those drawing streams. Today, we are currently rigging... Or today's one of those rigging streams. Today, we're currently rigging a Ferret for a future product. The Ferret art was made by EB Demon. Go check them out as well. And I hope y'all enjoy your day. I hope y'all enjoy your stay. And if you gotta take care of things, go take care of those things. Never feel bad about raiding and running, because that's what raids are all about. But if it's subscribing, I greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy your stay. How was the Minecraft? I hope it went well. I hope it was good. Yeah, but which Gotham? The normal kind or the absolute Gotham? Neither. Neither. Absolute Gotham is the one where they have Bane being a kaiju. And the Joker being... whatever on earth that thing is. No. Just straight up no. And if I'm correct, actually, I take it back. If I'm correct, they gave the Joker an origin in this one where he's like Vandal Savage. He just doesn't... he's immortal or something like that. I think that's how it went. I know they said that there was a family legacy of the Joker, but... they might have also said that all those different people was all the same person. It was all just the Joker. And for some reason, the Joker is something... that's what it is. Bane is a kaiju, and Joker is something straight out of Spawn. I don't know what's going on in the Absolute Batman series. Same place Firefly lives. Okay, listen. Listen, hold on a minute. But anyway, let me catch up some things. Died a few times, planted some trees, making a greenhouse. Kind of. You know what? That sounds like progress, and honestly, it's Minecraft. If you didn't die, are you playing Minecraft? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that, or I hope it was fun regardless of all of that. There we go, that spot should be good. Lampy, honestly, I would be in Gotham, Arkham Asylum specifically. I'd go right there to commit myself to their care. It's one of the safer places to hear stories from the whole world where there is enough security to have a lower chance of dying. I don't know about that. You are literally in the place where all the lunatics are. All of Gotham's rogues gallery is there. Not only that, but you're in an asylum. Asylums are rarely ever kept well. Like, people that are in asylums, they're rarely ever treated well, last I remember. You have any idea how many times there's controversies about old folks' homes, asylums, well, I don't know about daycares. But yeah, most of the time, facilities that are usually meant to take care of people, they usually don't take care of people. I wouldn't roll with it. Like I said, I'm going with Central City. I'm going with Central City right there. The worst thing... Okay, go with Central City and never befriend the Flash. I know it sounds like a good idea. Like, you know what? I wouldn't mind meeting the Flash. I think Flash is a cool person. He is a cool person. It's everyone else that's trying to kill him that isn't. Everyone else who's trying to kill him usually isn't a regular dude. They got time-traveling powers. Mind control is a literal ape. You don't want to deal with that nonsense. Not a good idea. Oh, and made a frying pan and killed some monsters with it. Nice. That actually sounds pretty cool. I lived in psychiatric care in this world before, so... has the Hatter and locked up. Oh, so has the Hatter and locked up. I said a lower chance at dying than the rest of Gotham. Maybe. Maybe. I'll take your word for it since you were in there and not me. But yeah, this is what, you know what? If that's the case, why not find a psychiatric ward in Metropolis or Central City? If you're going to go with that road, because at that point, you don't need to worry about housing costs if you're just going to be in an asylum. If we're talking about that case, I'd rather just be in the loony home in Central City. Here's hoping Central City has a loony home. I'm pretty sure it's got a loony home in there somewhere. I'm pretty sure they don't send all their crazies to Gotham. Well, maybe. In which case, you know what? I don't want to be in the loony asylum. I don't want to be in the loony bin. Actually, I wouldn't want to be in the loony bin. I hear they try to dig into your head. They try to dig into your brain. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to know what's in my brain. That's why I distract myself with Elden Ring Night Rain. Alright, let's get back to the art at hand. Let's get back to the actual Live2d rigging. And figure this all out. Let's see. The other cities, I would have too much chance of becoming a plot point. Nah, I don't know about that. Like, nobody's really a plot point in Metropolis. You know what? You know what? If Metropolis wasn't so expensive, I would go with Metropolis. I'm just not willing to pay that. I'm just not willing to pay that rent cost. That's why I'm going with Metro City. Or, not Metro City. That's why I'm going with, Central City. It's probably not as expensive as Metropolis. And also probably not as dangerous. Or you know what? I could just make a full 180. I could just go with a full 180 and say, you know what? Why take the risk? Why not guarantee that I'm in a horrible place? Let's go with Apocalypse. Let's go with that. Perfect. Easy solution. You don't have to worry about being in a horrible place. Yeah, you don't have to worry about, is this a horrible place, when you know full well it's a horrible place. Let's go with Apocalypse. I'm gonna live in Apocalypse. There's fire everywhere, and if I'm lucky, I'll just be a parademon. Granted, a parademon is a husk, and you're probably actually dead on the inside because you're not actually there anymore, but on the upside, no rent. Is Metro City where Megamind lives? Yeah, that one's Metro City. Oh yeah, no, I take it back. Yeah, you're right. He's in Metrocity. Yo, Dino Seeker, welcome on in. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. I hope things are going well. Wait a minute, you're not Killer Moth? No, we're Firefly. I don't know what Killer Moth does, but unless Killer Moth is setting things on fire, yeah, no, we're not Killer Moth. That's other streamers. Other streamers are Killer Moth. Thank you for the hydrate there, Dusk. I greatly appreciate that. Or you know what? So I know I don't have to suffer. I'm a quote-unquote. I'm gonna live in the, what's it called? The source wall? Yeah, I'll just live in the source wall. Nothing bad ever happens in the source wall. Because nothing ever happens in the source wall. Once you try getting near that thing, or if you accidentally touch it, you just become part of the wall. You're just another brick in the wall. You know what? I think that's a solid solution. You don't have to think, you don't have to eat, you're just a wall now. Killer Moth is older than the Titans. I mean, to be fair, almost every villain the Titans deals with is older than the Titans. I mean, heck, their main villain is older than the Titans. And I'm not even talking about literally. Well, yeah, in the term of literally and narratively. But last I remember, Deathstroke was a Batman villain. Killer Moth also does heists. I mean, in all honesty, it's Gotham. Who doesn't do heists? You're not a Gotham villain if you ain't doing heists. You know what? I take it back. Even though I said I would rather live anywhere else but Gotham, considering my track record, I'd definitely be in Gotham. I wouldn't want to be there, but that is where I would end up being. Whether I want to or not, that is where I would be. Also, let's drag this box down because it needs to be a little bit lower. It needs to line up with the mouth line here. So let's line this stuff up right quick. Right here should be good. Now that we got that, let's go back to the manual box. We're going to delete all of this because I'm going to show you something that is definitely well needed here. We're going to take these dots for this mesh. We're going to make a bunch of little dots down here at the bottom. Bunch of little dots for this here box, because we are definitely going to need these little dots for the box later. We want all the dots, every little dot, all these little dots, every single one of these. Now that we got that, what we need to do is make some squares. Or make some dots here. Actually, no, not yet. We don't make those dots just yet. We need to actually come back over here, drag this part down, drag that one down, and we should be good on that end. Let's go back and connect these points. And now, let's add the dots. Like I mentioned before, just add dots in between where the dots in the middle are. Just make a line all the way across. But yeah, that's my answer. I'm going with the source wall, because then I no longer have to move. I no longer have to think. I have found my place. This is the part of the wall where I belong. I'm going with the wall. Like I said before, nothing bad ever happens near the wall. Except other people who didn't want to be part of the wall become the wall, but that's not my problem. I'm part of the wall. And I no longer have to worry about things, because I am now a wall. And isn't that the main goal of life? To not worry about problems anymore. Have all your problems solved, and the best way to solve those problems? Just be part of the wall. Easy. Just be part of the wall. Yeah. Alright, so anyway. Let's snag all these points. Let's also save. Well, we'll save afterwards. Thank you for the save there, Ryu. First, we gotta connect all these points. Then we'll save. Then we will save. And we got all these points. We actually gotta drag this part out a little bit more. Boom. Right over there, and right over there, and right over there. That should be okay. There we go. Now, let's connect those points. Whoops. Go back. Because I did not connect those points. Yeah, let's move this a little bit more over. Auto connect. There we go. We got our triangles all set up. Now for the next step. What we need to do is take this point, make a dot over here, make a dot over here, make a dot over here, and over here, and over here, and over here. Boom. Now that we got all those connected, auto connect again, put OK. Now we got our box. But we also need to bring that box down just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Around here should be good. Now the reason why we got to do that is because in order for the mouth tracking to work a lot better, we're gonna need only 5 points. It's gonna make things a little bit easier to work with all that stuff. It's still gonna be a pain. It's gonna be a little bit easier to work with all of that. Let's see. Deathstroke is just mad at the Titans because Batman dumped him off on them. Yeah. Batman didn't care enough. Batman was too busy with other things, like the Joker, and finding out that he has a kid. And finding out how he had a kid, which, not gonna lie, is pretty messed up when you think about it. Let's see. Be part of the wall is slang for be part of the lamp cult. That is not what I said. Does the source wall and lamp cult sound remotely close to one another? No, I did not think so. Anyway, let's get back to the point at hand. Now that we got all of that set up, let's make the mouth. Actually, first, let's select some points. Let's select... What point is that? That's the bottom, that's the top. We're going to name this Whiskers. Whiskers. That's one, or yeah, that's another one set up. What is this? Wait, what the? What is that? Oh, I know what that is now. Wait, what's with this dot, though? I'm assuming that's not needed. Maybe. We'll find out later. that's for the happy expression. I think that might be for the blink. Maybe. Oh, closed eye. Yeah, that answers my question. That is for the blink. All right, so let's get that one and that one and that one. We're going to name this eye. There we go. Now for nose line. All right, so that's nose line, that's nose, that's pink nose. We're going to go with those ones. We're going to name that nose. Because the nose knows, am I right? Nose. You know what? Let's go for these points. Let's go for the patterns, and we're going to just click on all of that, and we're going to name that pattern. Boom. We'll keep that for later. All right, let me see. Wasn't sure how you liked to work, so I drew a blink. Feel free to use it if your work flows different. Ah, that's fair, that's fair. I got an idea for the blink. Now that you mentioned that, I got an idea on how to make that blink. Because I got an idea on how to make that work. Well, I'll work on that as soon as we get to that point. So we got nose, we got pattern. What I wanted next was ears. Yeah, let's select all those ear parts. Okay, what's this? Inner ear? Two different inner ears. You know what? There's probably a purpose. Oh, yeah. Okay, I think I know what that purpose is for. Ear back. Okay, I understand what that's for. All right, I think I got an idea for that. Let's snag all these ears. Let's just call that ear. And we should be good there. Do I want to go with head shape? Just to be safe, we're just going to call this one head shape. Head shape. And we'll work on the number conversions later, but for right now, we'll just leave it at that. Oh, right, let's also put chin shade underneath head shape. There we go, that should be good. Mouth shadow? No, that'll be for something else. We'll leave that there. Headline? Let's take headline and put that in head shape as well. That's also saved so I don't lose anything. Yo, Sherbert, thank you for the hydrate, and let's give a shout out to Sherbert. If you haven't checked out the Sherbert, I highly recommend that you do. If you haven't checked them out, or I already said that part, but yeah, go check out Sherbert. They do a lot of arting. They do a lot of arting. They play a good variety of games. They're an absolute gremlin. Really fun times over there. Really funny people. Go check out the Sherbert when you get the opportunity. I hope everyone has a reason to smile today. So far, so good. I realized that, okay, two things. One, I found out that the unexpected bill I have to pay is only temporary for now. Because, how do I put it? I only have to pay for my side of the electric bill for now because my brother is still paying off the car, but they are nearly finished paying it off. So they only have to, it's only going to be like another month or two that I have to actually pay for the electric bill. After that, it's just the house, after that, it's just rent and a rent, phone, and the internet. And so I should be good there. Because I'm not going to lie, at first I thought, okay, so I have to pay for the internet bill. Understandable. That sucks, but understandable. I got to pay for that, I got to pay for the rent, I got to pay for the phone. I should be able to manage with this. And then I find out I had to pay for electricity as well, and now I'm like, well, that sets me back. I was hoping to save money. But now that I learned that it's only temporary for now, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Plus, I also gotta give a big thanks to all of you folks because, the generosity all you folks had this month definitely makes it a lot easier and a lot more manageable to actually, you know, deal with that unexpected bill. So big thanks to you folks. I don't know what to say. You're all awesome. Never forget it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. All that crazy stuff. Yeah. Also, I'm very tired. But we're getting there little by little. Plus, this also gives me the opportunity to take a break from work. Even though I'm not going to take that break, because obviously I still have one whole Live2d commission to work on. And I still have 3 animations to set up. No, it's not 3 animations. It's 2 animations, 1 badge, and 1 whole Live2d model. The rig is nearly finished, so I think we're good there. Lampy, yo, Crow, welcome on in. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. I had the funniest moment of the year on stream yesterday. I think I saw the clip. I know I was there in the background. I was watching a little bit. Was that the one where Kerfluffle kept getting flipped? Why were people flipping the Kerfluffle? What happened? What did Kerfluffle do to people? Glad to support the cult leader, not cult leader. I didn't agree to that. Ah, fair. Why were people flipping the Kerfluffle? Also, thank you for the hydrate. Why were people flipping the Kerfluffle? Anyway, let's get back to everything else. So, we got... Now, for last but not least, we got to get all these parts. And we got to set up the mouth rig. We're just going to call this whole thing... Mouth. There we go. Mouth. We're also going to do something a little crazy. We're going to take this nose deformer. Oh, that's the eye. We're going to take this nose deformer. And we're going to put it into the mouth deformer. Now, you might be wondering, how on earth do you pull that off? Well, funny fact, the deformers, these green boxes here, not only do they move your stuff around, but they're also kind of like folders. They're kind of like folders in your PC. What do I mean by that? Well, they contain all of your layers. And they can also contain other deformers, other green boxes, or even red circles, however you want to go about that. Speaking of which, we're also going to be making that soon. But yeah, we're going to take that nose. We're going to drag it into the mouth deformer. You could tell that it's going to be in the mouth deformer because that deformer is now in red. That green box is now in red over there. So once we release, boom. The nose is now in the green box that says mouth. So now we can just move this entire thing around and the nose is right there. But we're not quite done yet, because now we got to set up the other parts. So let's take this entire head deformer, and we're going to add a new deformer. We're going to add a new one on top of that. Now, what is that new one that we're going to add? Well, we need to find a way to make the head tilt left to right. How do we go about that? You might be thinking, okay, you have the head tilt left to right, so it's going to be like that, or it's going to be like that, and then it just moves like that, but then it looks a little weird. So how do we make it move properly? Well, obviously, we don't use a green box for this. What we use is a red circle. Because there's about 3 different types of deformers. There's the green box that lets you warp things, move them around. I'm going to show you what I mean. You have a green box that lets you warp and move things around like so. But then there's one that lets you rotate it exactly the way you want it to rotate. I'm going to show you how that works. Let's go back to the tutorial screen so you can see all of that. Now, you see where this fishing net is? If you move to the right, you will see a circle that has a little line coming out of it. Kind of like an upside down Q, if you will. We're going to click on that Q. Boom. Click on that. Now you see a new tab right over here that says Rotation Deformer. This is the one that we're going to be using. And just like before, deceptively simple. Just name it. Just go with that. Just name it Head Z for tilting and stuff. And then you just put create. Now, as you can see, there's that red circle, and now it'll allow you to rotate this sucker however you like. But you may have also noticed that it's dead in the center. And if we rotate it left to right like that, it's still not rotating properly. That's not how you want it to rotate. How do we fix that problem? Because maybe you want it to rotate right here at the bottom, but it's not working. How do we fix that? Very, very easy. And I'm not going to lie, it was a pain in the butt to find out. what you want to do is hold the control key. Actually, I'm going to show you right quick, because you're probably thinking, okay, just grab that red circle and just move it down. Wait a minute. It's taking the entire thing. I just want that red circle. How do I fix that? How do I just get the red circle and not the entire thing? You hold the control key. Hold that thing down, and you will notice that there was a red or a little green, or it selected that green line. It doesn't have to be selecting the green line, but it does definitely indicate that that's what you got. But yeah, just hold that key and drag it down, and you'll notice that a blue circle is being pulled away instead. This is where the blue circle is where that red circle is going to be. Now let's say we want the rotation to be somewhere where the neck and the head would connect. And I want to say it's somewhere right here, below the mouth. Right there. Boom. That's where the chin is. And now the head rotates exactly where that red circle is. And I also notice, because this is not at a frontal view, I'm actually going to take this red circle and move it a little bit closer to the left side. This way, it makes a little more sense, like so. And we're all good there. Question, do you have a subscription to Live2d? You don't have to have a subscription. It definitely makes it easier to work with, but you can actually use the free version for some of this stuff. I don't know why they started to do, but they need to toggle to flip my model as well. Ah, fair. Also, Wazzy, thank you for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. Let's give a shout out to TalkSecure. If you haven't checked them out, I highly recommend that you do. They play a good variety of games. They do a lot of arting. They argue with their chat left and right. I know that feeling all too well. So yeah, if you want a fun place with a lot of insanity, a lot of great art, a lot of funny stuff, and a really big, great community, go check out TalkSecure. They also have worms on strings. You want to be on a worm on a string? Go check them out. You could be a worm on a string. We get to finally be bees. But yeah, go check them out when you get the opportunity. I hope you have a good day. And everybody stopping by from TalkSecure stream. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football-sized moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes I Live2d rigging streams. And today is one of those rigging streams. We're currently rigging a ferret for, art was made by EB Demon. I hope you all enjoy your day. I hope you all enjoy your stay. If you gotta take care of things, go take care of those things. Now, if I feel bad about raiding a run, because that's what raids are all about. But if you decide to go around, I greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy your stay. How was the streams? How did it go? What's the word I'm looking for? Because I remember last stream you were doing, you were basically setting up characters for your chat to fight. Like, this, who they were assigned to fight. If they had to fight somebody, this is who they were going to be. I think it was something along those lines. I don't quite remember. Lampy, would you survive the Middle Ages? God, no, there's no plumbing. That is not happening. One, there's no plumbing. Two, I remember hearing that a lot of the food went bad. Three, there's a reason there was something called the Black Plague, because nobody was washing. Ugh. You know, as crazy as it sounds, it's crazy as it sounds. Each and every one of us here, despite the fact that we are basically modern day peasants, we're living better than any king in the Middle Ages. Every single king alive was not living, would consider how we live right now the lap of luxury, as crazy as it is. Last I remember. I could be wrong. There might be one that, there might have been one or two that I don't know about that clearly lived, lavishly. We crucify why are y'all crucifying babies? What on earth did I miss? We do not crucify babies. I don't know. There's a lot of them that are saying otherwise. We are here with less brain cells than we had 4 hours ago. Honestly, fair and understandable. Today was only arguing. Yeah, I can imagine that too. Welcome on in there, 10. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. Did the Middle Ages start 7 AD? That's a good question. That is a very, very good question. When did the Middle Age start? Okay, you can say insanity. Oh, you can say insanity again. Today was extra insane. You could even say insane squared or insane cubed. No, that is insane squared. You know what? Fair. Is that a ferret? That is indeed a ferret. This ferret model art was drawn by an EB Demon and is currently a collaborative effort. They drew the art, and right now I'm currently rigging it. And this ferret will be available on the Etsy page and the vgen page once it is finished. And obviously, for transparency, the game plan is every sale from this, 50% of the profit will go to the artist that, made the model art, for obvious reasons. Now, they said, originally, that they had no intention of, how do I put it? The artist that made this, they had no intention of profiting off it because they just wanted to give me they just wanted me to rig the art and then put it on the shop. And they were expecting no payment for it. They weren't expecting any payment sent to them if there were any sales on it. I was like, and I personally thought about that, and I thought, well, nuts to that. You put all this work into the art, you're getting paid. I ain't the only, or I'm not taking this art and just profiting off of it. No. That's not the game plan. They're getting paid too. If I'm getting paid from this model, they are too. So yeah, I thought, you know what? Yeah, that's the game plan. That's why out of all the profits, they're getting 50% of it. Right, today we learned Wazi doesn't have common sense, only niche knowledge, and Digimon skills. Wait, why? What happened? What happened that day? What does AD and BC stand for? After death and before Christ? Maybe? That's what I learned. I could be horribly wrong. I have no idea. You let me know. That's what I was told, but it's probably not the case. It's probably just some crazy teachings. I don't know. Okay. Rome had plumbing in the Middle Ages. The plagues were distinctive of the Dark Ages. Oh, so I'm thinking of the Dark Ages then. Would I survive in the Middle Ages then? You know what? Also no. You know why? Because Rome burned. Rome was set on fire. Granted, funny thing was, emperors had a lot less power back then, but, well, okay, not all emperors had a lot less power. There were some emperors that had some power. A little too much power. And granted, they were also hunted down, so neither... You know what? That's a system for you. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, but, yeah, I don't know. Crazy nonsense. I don't know where I'm going with all of that. That's what I've learned over the years, but I've also learned that a lot of things that I knew over the years aren't what they used to be. For example, back in the day, Pluto was a planet. Now, apparently, it's only a dwarf planet, so it's not even an official planet in the solar system. So, everything I was taught was a lie. We don't have 9 planets anymore. I don't know what I'm learning anymore in this life. Not only that, but the penny is soon going to be non-existent. So everybody save your pennies. Save your pennies. It might be worth something someday in the future. Anyway. I love ferrets? Then you're in luck. Because we're going to be working on this ferret, and we're going to be sending this ferret out real soon. Well, maybe not real soon, but we'll be working on this ferret, and we'll be sending it out once it's done. Yeah, see, there we go. Sherbert knows what I'm talking about. Worm on a string. Also, why is Viking yelling? What happened there, Viking? Why did you blow up, Viking? Well, Viking blew up. How do I do this again? I think it was this. No, it wasn't that. It was this. A salute to Viking. We lost a good one there. They blew up out of pent-up frustration? They blew up out of some sort of pent-up insanity. All I know is that we wish you a farewell. Or not wish you a farewell, but we... You know what I mean. 21. You know what? That's the way we gotta do this. We gotta give them a good old-fashioned 21 gun salute. 1, 2. Okay, now flip those 2 numbers over. There we go. Littlefoot never existed? What do you mean Littlefoot never existed? What are we talking about here? I know we're talking about Land Before Time, but what do you mean Littlefoot never existed?
Happy New Year's Eve, Lampy. I hope you have a wonderful stream. I only have a few minutes to hop on stream, but yes. Take care, everyone.
Yo, Night Shadow. Thank you for the bits. I greatly appreciate it. Happy New Year's and Merry Christmas to you there, and happy holidays as well. I hope you have a good day, a better tomorrow, a great week, and I hope, though you may not be able to stick around long, I hope everything goes well, and I thank you for stopping by regardless. And yeah, I hope you have a great 2016. If it's discontinued, they normally accept an exchange for bringing them to the bank that you can melt down, or you can melt down secretly and sell the copper because they won't even be keeping track of their circulation. Either way, pennies may equal profit. Alright, everybody. You heard the lime. Or missile? Slime? You heard missile. Melt down your pennies. Turn them into copper. Turn them into wires. And then sell them back for profit. Yeah. Turn those pennies into dollars. Or something along those lines, I don't know. Either way, don't give them back their pennies. Those pennies are worth far more. Those pennies are worth far more than the actual 1 cent that they are counted for. I mostly go by missile now? Ah, fair enough. Then yeah, listen to the missile. Don't give back the pennies. Sell the copper. Okay. I have to go since I have a stream planned, but I wanted to open your stream and lurk, so yes. Ah, fair. Alright. Best of luck there, buddy. You do your thing, and I hope you have a good day, a better tomorrow, and a great week. You take care now there, friend. Alright. End of pennies proved someone hated Ben Franklin. Wisdom in a penny saved is a penny earned. Ah, well, you see, I disagree. I wasn't supposed to rhyme, but I'll roll with it. You see, because the penny is being discontinued, you know what that means? The penny's going to be more valuable. It's going to be in higher investment. So every penny that you saved is going to be far worth more than that 1 cent you just made bank. Maybe. Especially if you continue to hold on to them, that penny saved is going to be earning you money over the years. So if you really think about it, it didn't destroy that meaning. It emphasized it. It took that meaning to a whole other level. Or at least that's what I like to think. You never know. I could be entirely wrong. Maybe the penny's even more worthless than it used to be before. Only time will tell. But from what I've learned, whenever anything gets discontinued, it becomes more valuable because you're never going to see it. You're rarely, over time, you're not going to see it as often. And since it's not going to be in circulation anymore, you're going to see it less and less over time. It may become a collector's item. Yeah, exactly. Especially if you have multiple year... Yeah, especially if you have multiple pennies from different years. If you have... I wouldn't be surprised. You find yourself a penny from 1990 to 1999, or maybe even 2000. Over the years, someone might want to get those pennies off of you. You never know. You never know. The new saying incoming. A penny saved is a vacation earned. Oh yeah, I hope. I'm not gonna lie, I hope, because if that is the case, I got my retirement fund in that treasure chest. You know what? That might actually be a legitimate treasure chest now, if that's the case, because there's a lot of pennies in there. I just left a bunch of coins in there. There's a bunch of dimes. There's a bunch of nickels, but there's definitely a lot of pennies. And if that's going to be the case, that penny... Ooh, that penny. Obviously, they're still worth nothing right now. But maybe 10, 20 years? I want to say somewhere around 10 or 20 years. That's going to be worth something. I have a large piggy bank of pennies. There you go. There you go. Only time will tell. Notebook dying AFK. All right, you do your AFKing, and I hope your internet or your notebook, I hope it recovers or recharges, something along those lines. You know what I mean? Ads start in a minute. But yeah, when I heard that the penny was discontinued, I was just thinking, I got a bunch of pennies in that box. God, I hope this means something. Because I'm not gonna lie, I would like to retire. If that little box of pennies can make me retire, I'll roll with it. And then I could truly... You know what? You know what? I'm starting to think maybe that's why old people start yelling and complaining about every little thing, because they have the luxury to do so, because most old people, they don't have to work. They don't have to worry about being considerate, because they're almost out the door and they don't have to worry about losing their job due to anything. So it's just like, bah, humbug and all that other nonsense. Maybe. Maybe. Either that or they're just so done with life. You know what? It might also be the other situation of that they've dealt with enough stuff in life that in their old age is like, I've seen enough of the world. I don't care what people think. It only depends on how life is. I don't know. I know I started getting to that point where it's like, you know what? Oh, right, folks. A little bit of wisdom for all of you folks out there. Don't care what people think of you. If you're worried that, oh, if I do this, I'm going to look dumb, or people are going to look at me funny. The people that are looking at you funny don't have enough stuff going on in their life. And the people that you think are looking at you and looking at you funny, they don't care. They're too tired to care. They got things, they're dealing with things in their life. Don't worry about what other people think, because you're losing too much going on in your life worrying about what others are thinking about you. So long as you don't hurt nobody, do whatever you feel like. Don't worry about what others, don't worry if others are looking at you weird. Doesn't really matter in the long run. You're not going to be remembered for any of that anyway. Because, oh, you know what? Here's the best way to go about it. You know how people worry that their legacy is going to be lost? They're not going to be remembered as the years go on? That might sound like a messed up thing. Like, no matter what you do, your legacy doesn't matter because people will forget. Think about it this way. Think about the opposite factor of that. If your legacy will never live on because everyone will forget about it over the years, then all the embarrassing things you've done in your life won't matter either, because no one's going to remember that. And everyone who did remember that, they're going to be long dead, just like you are. So, live your life however you feel like. Who's going to care at the end of the day? So long as you ain't hurting nobody, of course. Also, Ima, thank you for the raid. I greatly appreciate it, folks. Go check out Ima. Fastest artist in the West. They do a lot of arting. They make a lot of characters. They draw a lot of bugs. If you're a fan of bugs, that's a good place to go. They themselves are also a bug. So yeah, go check out the Imaglobin. Mosquito. They drink blood. You can throw cheese at them. Go check them out. It's really awesome stuff, really awesome people. And really amazing art. I highly recommend it. And everybody stopping by? Well, we'll do the introduction soon enough. But Ripley, thank you for the raid as well. I just drew Bug 2. Yeah, see? Go watch the Ima. They are bug that draws bugs. They do a lot of bug stuff. You know what I mean. But yeah. Also, go check out Ripley. Ripley does Arton. They also do Live2d rigging. They are also Ghost. Really awesome people. Really awesome stuff. Really amazing art as well. Like I've said it before sometimes that some of their art looks almost photogenic, especially when they work on leather. Really shiny stuff right there. So go check out Ima. Go check out Ripley. Really, both of them really amazing artists. And with that being said, oh yeah, also, everyone stopping by from both Ima and Ripley streams. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football-sized moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes I Live2d rigging streams. And today is one of those drawing or rigging streams. We're currently working on a Ferret model. The artwork was made by an EB Demon. We are currently doing a collaborative effort. They drew the model art. I am rigging the model for them. We're putting it on the Etsy page and the vgen page as an affordable mascot model, or even a model for, or even a model itself if people want to be just a little ferret. I hope you all enjoy your day. Hope you all enjoy your stay. If you got to take care of things, go take care of those things. Never feel bad about writing and running because that's what raids are all about. But if it's sides around, I greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy your stay. How has everybody been? I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a great holidays. Happy Christmas, happy holidays, happy New Year, all of that good stuff. How is everybody doing? Also, good to see you there, Imo, Ghostly Corvid. Also, I seem to have missed this part. I forgot to say. JW Hog Hunter and Soren Hassani or Kasane. You let me know. Thank you for the follows. Greatly appreciate it. As well as a Skatty. Thank you for let me know if I pronounce that right. Or is it a Skatey? I Skatey? You let me know how to pronounce that one if you feel like it. But yeah. Thank you for the follows. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the Moth Crew. I hope you enjoy your stay. By the way, you're Lampy now. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. We're trying to catch up with everything. Also, Day, thank you for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. Let's give a shout out to Day. Day is very funny streams, really chill times, really active times. They're a little bit of both. I always like to say that Day is like a roller coaster stream. You got chill streams and you got high energy streams. Day is like a little bit of both. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low, all in the same stream. Like mid-conversation, it just roller coasters up and down. But with that being said, really fun times, really great community, really great streams, really great art. I highly recommend checking them out. Just overall, really great people. And everybody stopping by from Day's stream. Hi, my name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football-sized moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes Live2d rigging streams. And today is one of those rigging streams. We're currently working on a rigging model for a, we're rigging a model made by EB Demon. They did the art. We're doing the rig. I hope you all enjoy your day. Hope you all enjoy your stay. And if you got to take care of things, go take care of those things. Never feel bad about writing on running because that's what raids are all about. But if it's sides go around, I greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy your stay. Also, good to see you there, Victor, Xtez, Ima, Birdline. How y'all be? I hope things are going well. And we got to catch up with the rest of the names. Good to see you there, Ripley, Squirrel, Miss Lime. No, wait, Miss Lime's always been here. The cheese throwing is very amusing. Indeed. Always throw cheese. Cheese. That's the power of cheese. Happy New Year, Lampy. Happy New Year there, Ripley. Hope things are going well. Also, good to see you there, Bambi, or Baby VT. Fruit Jam Jar. Snake Momo, or Sake Momo, or is it Sake Momo? Whew. We're catching up. Liz, Day, Sentinel. Happy New Year Day. How things be? Hope things are going well. Hope you had a lot of fun. Were you playing the Digimon or were you doing art? We're about to go find out. Wait, did I give a shout out today? I think I gave a shout out today. Hold on a minute. Let me make sure. Yeah, I did. How was the art? And I hope it went well. I hope it was good. We're getting there little by little. I got to rain and run since it's hella late, but I hope you have a good rest of the stream. All right there, Ima. You go take care of things. Thank you for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you have a good night, a better tomorrow, a great week, and a happy new year. You always explain them so good. I'm glad to hear. Yeah, I'm glad to hear. Yeah. Words. Also, welcome on in there, Riker. Either is okay. All right, Sake Momo it is. Hi, I'm new from the raid. Lies and slander. Also, welcome on in there, Ryu. Let me see. Mostly yapping and minimal art, but it was good. Had fun. Catch up for the end of the year. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. Sometimes art, not gonna lie, not gonna lie, sometimes art doesn't need to be the main focus of an art stream. I know that sounds crazy. I know that even sounds a little blasphemous, but let's be honest. Sometimes you want to do art, but at the same time, you want to take your pace on it so you don't really move all that much. Case in point, I haven't done any parameter stuff on this work at all whatsoever. But we're getting there slowly but surely. So yeah, it's always fun to just hang out, just chat with folks while you're eventually getting art done. I know that feeling all too well. I barely do any art. But yeah. So my brain is fried. Wait, Day, since you're here, did I ever show you the rot model I'm working on for Elden Ring? I'm gonna show the rot model. Hold on a minute. What the? Yo, Talus, thank you for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. I believe in you? Thank you. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, this is the rot moth model that I'm working on for the upcoming Elden Ring streams again. Right now, we got all the model work done. We even got a jar cannon. I can't wait for that jar cannon. I want to work on that jar cannon. We're getting there slowly but surely. Slow flutter, slow flutter. Because you know what? What's the point of having a Lampy model if Lampy ain't got a gun? Am I right? Also, we got to give a shout out to I Am Talus. I Am Talus also does art. Really cool streams. Really awesome people. And everybody stopping by from I Am Talus' stream. My name is Lampy, small-time illustrator, football-sized moth. I do a lot of drawing streams, occasional gaming streams, and sometimes Live2d rigging streams. And today is one of those rigging streams. Today we're currently working on a model art for EB Demon. They did the art. I'm doing the rig. We're getting there slowly but surely. I hope you all enjoy your day. Hope you all enjoy your stay. If you got to care things, go take care of those things. Never feel bad about rating or running, because that's what raids are all about. But if you subscribe, I greatly appreciate that. I hope you enjoy your stay. How was the art in there, Talus? I hope things are going well. Hope things went well. Or, yeah, I hope things were good. Well, love the texture. Thank you. Yeah, I was... Okay, let me go back to that one right quick. Because when it came to that model, I was trying to go for... There's these little butterflies that you find in Caelid. Those little rot butterflies. I think they're called Ionian butterflies, whatever they are. Anyway, I wanted to go with the texture of that. I didn't quite get that texture, but I did get mushroom. The main focus I was trying to get when it came to the texture of the model was I wanted it to be crusty. I wanted it to look a little fleshy. And I wanted it to look a little fuzzy because, you know, rot, mold, stuff like that. And I also wanted to give it that crustified look over its face, like his face got rotted away. Now it's just whatever that is. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I got the fleshy look, as well as the crusty and mushroom look. Okay, I wasn't intentionally trying to go for a mushroom look, but, well, there we are. We got mushroom. So yeah. Timo, thank you for the bits. I greatly appreciate it. I need to commission a rubber duck model. I mean, if you need someone to commission, or yeah, if you ever needed a rubber duck model, you know where to find me. I already know how to draw bird. Yeah. Also, Toshi, Ombra, thank you for the hydrate. Toshi, thank you for the posture check and the save. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, unless someone else was making a rubber duck? Art was good, working on a commission. Ooh, nice. What kind of commission were you working on there, Talus? Hands up, it wasn't me who took it. What do you mean it wasn't you who took it? What was taken? What was taken, Talus? What's been lost, Talus? What's missing, Talus? Talus, what's missing? I didn't know anything was missing yet. What's missing, Talus? What's missing, Talus? You're lucky I already used the Skyrim joke, or else I'd bring that back, but, yeah. If this was 2 days ago, or 2 days later, I would have used that Skyrim joke, but we'll leave that for later. We'll leave that for later. I like this rotting Lampy. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you like it. Just wait till you see it move. Then it's either gonna look amazing, or it's gonna look creepy. Or maybe a little funny. Only you can decide. Alright, we're gonna get rid of this for now. We'll come back to that later, because we gotta, you know, actually do some rigging. Maybe. We'll figure that out when we get there. Well, yeah, let me catch up some things. Also, Ghostly Corvid, thank you for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the Moth Crew. I hope you enjoy your stay. By the way, you're lampy now. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. I think I kind of saw it on Blue Sky, but yeah. Yeah. Okay, I haven't drawn... well, when it comes to the socials, I actually haven't put the full image out there because I'm lazy. But it's practically finished. I just got to start rigging the moth model now. Moth cult tax pay up? No paying up moth cult tax. There's no such thing as moth cult tax. Actually, you know what? Yeah, there is a moth cult tax. If I'm correct, there's someone called a moth T. So you can actually... Why am I doing this motion? Like, I have my hands out like I'm holding some sort of script, or not script, but like I'm holding some sort of scroll that's supposed to declare something, but you can't see that part anyway, so I'm just moving my arms for no reason. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, there is moth tax, but not here. There is moth tax elsewhere for other moths. Go support other moths. Lampy, I'm back. Well, I have no clue of what to be doing right now. Art. Maybe? Maybe. From you, I need to commission. Yo, you know what? If there ever comes a time that you need a duck model, you know where to find me. Or any other or any other project that you have that requires my work, you know where to find me. I'm always willing to take up commissions, unless it's feet. In which case, I'm sending that to Odessa. Oh, well, okay. Funny enough, funny that you bring that up there, Barry, because actually, that did happen once. I didn't get a response back, but I think that's also because, for some reason, Twitter sucks at message notification nowadays. Either that, or they took it as a joke, and they just thought, frickin' Lampy, and just ignored it. I'm sitting here like, but I'm serious. So, story goes is, someone messaged me about a commission, a Live2d commission. I thought, hey, Live2d job, let's go. They told me what the commission was. And I had no choice but to decline it. Because their model was literally a giant foot. And if anyone's been here long enough, you know full well, I don't like to draw feet. So an entire Live2d model, that's an entire foot. Also, anyone who's been here long enough knows full well I'm not a fan of feet. In fact, I don't like feet. I don't even like looking at them. I wear socks all the time, so I don't have to see my own foot. Because when I do, it's like, ugh. Can't believe I have these. So you can already tell, you can already imagine. I even if I wanted to make this job happen, I mentally cannot do this job. But I did know someone who does draw a lot of feet. Even though they say that they don't want to be known as the foot person, well, we all, anyone who knows Odessa knows that they draw a lot of feet. And they put a lot of good detail on drawing a lot of feet. So I thought, you know what? They do art. They do rigging. They draw feet. So, who better to do the job than this person? Who better to do the job than Odessa? I sent them a message, but I think it never got through because Twitter sucks like that. Also, funny fact, I just learned, or I had learned recently, that anyone who is on the Twitters, you might want to look at your messages, because someone might have messaged you and you might have never known because they don't notify you anymore. Or at least they don't notify me, so there's a chance they may not have notified you, so you might want to check that out. But anyway, since I didn't get any response back, I just sent it to somebody else. And here's hoping it worked out for those two, because I can't do that job. Outside of that, I'm usually up and at 'em for these jobs. It's just that's one of the few things where I'm like, look, I like work and I like money, but I'm not drawing feet. So yeah, that's the Well, now I hate calling it this, but let's be honest, that's what it is. That's the foot story. I love a good bug, and the crow is a bonus. Yeah. You know what? I'm glad to hear. And well, you know what? What's the word I'm looking for? You're in the right place because we got bird, we got bug, and they both have the wing flapping. So yeah. I think you're in the, or yeah. Hopefully you're in the right place. Steals whatever Talus stole from Lampy. My own, my precious. And it back, Toshi. You know what? Let's give a shout out to Toshi since Toshi wants to be a schmuck like that. Here you go, Toshi. Throw snacks at Lampert. Why are you throwing snacks? Why are you in the cupboard? Get out of the cupboard. Lampy is so cool. Lies and slander, I know you. And welcome on in there, SK. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. Goes to vgen and requests a lot of feat commissions for Lampy to do. And each and every one of them got rejected. Like I said, I like work, but I'm not doing that job. But yeah, with that being said, let's figure out what we're doing here. All right, so we got the head rotation going on. What the? Okay, we've been through this. What have we talked about saving your money, people? Also, Canalist, thank you for the 10 subs. I greatly appreciate that. Save your money. What are y'all folks doing? Also, welcome on in there, Canalist. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. I got your figure. Oh, that you were the one who bought one of the Lampy figures. Yo, nice. I hope you enjoyed. Also, how was the packaging? Did it come in one piece? I want to make sure that I want to make sure that these Lampy figures got there in one piece. Cult tax? No cult tax. No moth tax. No cult tax. Especially not no moth cult tax. Save it for us? Wait, save what for what? Lampy had the one piece? Buddy, trust me, if I had the one piece, I wouldn't be living in a guest house. I'd be living... you know what? I've actually seen some houses out there for like millions of dollars, and one of them, I kid you not, is literally a fortress. It is a modern-day castle. And you know, the only people that are buying that one building, buying that residence, is some sort of drug lord. Because they need that place for security, because when people start knocking on their door, you know full well that place is built for war. I know it looks like luxury, but let's be honest, that place was built for war. It's supposed to look fancy, intimidating, and you know that anyone who's in that building probably has a machine gun. Or an automatic. Yeah, you know what I mean, same thing. The one Lampy is real. There's no one Lampy, everybody's a Lampy. You're all Lampies. That means there's about 3,000 of you, almost 4,000, which I am not ready for that. I am not ready to set up a... I'm not ready to set up a 4K celebration stream. I don't even know what I would do with all of that. Where do I even begin? I just finished the... What's the word I'm looking for? I just finished the holiday week celebration stream. I was just celebrating that it's the holidays and all of that. I'm all special evented out. Which sucks, because I still need to do one more event this coming January. I'm not going to say why, because then it would notify more people of what that day is for. And I'd rather have less people know what day it is. So, yeah, now I need to figure out that part. Yo, Sojita. Welcome on in. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. My dream house is a stormproof bunker. You know what? A stormproof bunker would be also a pretty good idea. Because, again, you could just be underground. No one ever has to know you're there. And if anyone tells you to touch grass, you could be like, I would, but I can't reach. It's too high. So joke's on them. Let's also give a shout out to Sojita. I was lurking in one of their streams earlier today, but my brain is so fried I can't remember anything. Oh, Conkers. Okay, I did not see that part. I thought I could swear that they were playing something else. I didn't see Conkers. It was a longer stream than I thought. I don't remember. But yeah, go check out the Sojita. Really cool people. Really chill times over there. As far as I know, maybe that'll change. Maybe I'll see the insanity later down the road. But either way, insanity doesn't mean a bad thing. I know a lot of crazy streamers out there. I am one of the crazy streamers out there. So, always remember, crazy doesn't mean bad. A potential threat means bad. And if I know one thing, I know a thing or two about potential threats. I mean, what? Yo, Game, welcome on in. Let's give a shout out to Game. Happy holidays. Actually, yeah. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Let's give a shout out to the Game. If you haven't checked out the Game, I highly recommend that you do. Their name is on point. Their name is on brand. If there's a game that exists, they've probably played it. I've seen them play some obscure games that... Yo, Game, thank you for the 38 months. By the way, since you just subscribed for yourself, if there's a message that you would like the bird to say, let me know. Or yeah, feel free to add the message to the chat, and I will have the bird say whatever it is that you want the bird to say. Gotta be silly? Always gotta be silly. Well, sometimes there's time for silly, sometimes there's time for serious. It all depends on the situation. But who's to say you can't have both, am I right? When you're queeze-sized, all is too high. Hey, I know that feeling, am I right? Hey, touching grass. I mean, what? I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't get high anyway. I make that joke, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't touch that stuff. Because last few times that I did not feel good. I got too aware. I got hyper aware. And I don't feel like being hyper aware, because I get paranoid. That was not a good trip. Before anyone looks at it like, gasp, Lampy, I never knew you tried that sort of stuff. Look, when you live in the state that I live in, and you live around the people I live with, it's bound to happen. Doesn't mean you stick with it, no. But hey, as the old saying goes, actually there's a saying that I remember from a high school friend that I knew a long, long time ago. And that phrase was, might as well give it the old college try. But I ain't in college no more, so I don't care anymore. So why do the experiment? Well, I was going to say, why do the experimentation? But then again, starting a stream was an experiment. It was a good old-fashioned, why not give it a shot sort of situation. So, you know what they say. Old dogs can learn new tricks. Maybe not all the tricks, but they can still learn new tricks. I'm just rambling now. Don't worry about me. How was the game there, Game? How did it go? How was Surrounded? What is Surrounded? I hope it went well. I hope it was good. Thanks for the shouty. Yeah, no problem. No, thank you for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. Lampy is insane? Yes. There's no doubt about that. I mean, Queen knows full well. I mean, we play Elden Ring Night Rain all the time. We saw what I was like in the Augie stream earlier, or yesterday. And some of you folks were there for the Requiem stream, so you know what I'm like. So yeah. I'm not gonna lie. When I'm in other people's streams, I'm a lot more insane. Why? Because a lot more freedom. Well, not so much a lot more freedom, but it's a lot more... I have less to focus on, that's the thing. I don't have to focus on, reading the chat because that's what the streamer is doing. That's their chat, that's their community. I'm just here to be dumb and play some Night Rain and obsess over the Everdark balancers. Because I'm not going to lie, every time I jump into any sort of game, I'm like, so we're fighting the balancers, right? Yeah. We're fighting the Everdark balancers, right? The what? Oh, buddy, are you prepared for something? Let me show you a fight. Crazy? Yeah. Crazy? I was crazy once. What am I saying? Once. Once. Anyway. This is a zombie survival game, and it's kind of like 7 Days to Die. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Wait, 7 Days to Die. That's like that's the other zombie. Okay, I think I know what you mean. Because I remember 7 Days to Die is kind of like one of those MMOs, or it's like the forest? Or is the quarry? No, I think it is the forest. Lampy is just a silly goober. That's what both Quee and Morty keep telling me, so yeah, I suppose so. I'm crazy and I don't even need any rats. True. You know what? You know what? Let me put it to you this way. Some people were crazy once because the rats made them crazy. I was crazy, and because I was crazy, I made rats. I kid you not, that's how it went down. The rats didn't make me crazy, I was crazy and made rats. A circle of life. You always need rats? That's true, you always need rats. Why? Because actually, no, you don't need rats. You need cats. You know why you need cats? To get rid of the rats. Because the rats keep trying to steal my food. And I already have enough animals trying to steal my food. Quee. Mothman? We gotta add a Mothman to the screen. I'm never gonna get any rigging done. But yeah, let's get that Mothman. Mothman. There's no need to go down, I said Mothman. Lift that man off the ground, I said Mothman. 'Cause you're in a new town and there's folk to be abducted. Thank you for redeeming Mothman. Which, by the way, folks, if you like this Mothman model, it comes with many different things. It's also available on the Etsy and the Coffee page. No, Etsy and the vgen page. It's a very affordable price. It's only $10 for your very own Mothman model. Which, by the way, folks, comes with 3 different variations. It comes with traditional Mothman, conventional Mothman. No, the other way around. It's conventional Mothman, which is literal Mothman. There's traditional Mothman, which was convinced to be a Stygian bird. In my opinion, I believe it was a Stygian bird, but they called him Mothman. Then there's whatever this Mothman was. I don't know where I've seen it, but I know I've seen this Mothman before, so we tossed him in too. And if you can't pick between the 3, why pick? Be not afraid. It also comes with its own wing flapping. Yeah. It also could drop the wings down and all that stuff too. And last but not least, as you already saw during the Mothman song, it comes with its own lean toggle. That's right, folks, you can make Mothman lean. And yes, the darkened shadow, or the darkened looming scene with the Mothman model is part of the model. If you hit that toggle, it will make everything darker. That is not a effect scene, that is literally part of the model itself. So it doesn't matter what scene, what environment, that Mothman model will have its own thing. No, we did not give Mothman a dumpy. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. In case anyone's wondering, no. Since it's only a frontal view, you're not getting Mothman's backside. So there is no Mothman, but I'm sorry. Thank you for the applause. I greatly appreciate that. Okay. Dude, Lampy, our runs tonight was insane. Ooh, what happened there, Quee? How did it go? I hope it went well. Did you fight? Who did you fight there? Yeah, what bosses did you fight there, Quee? Lamps is on a trip tonight. Feeling a bit... Okay, I'm gonna skip that one. Anyway. It's just a little bug. Just a little bug indeed. Alright. Always need rats? Okay, rats are so cute. Only if you decided to own a rat. If you decided... Okay, I will say this. Pet rats. Pet rats are fine. Anyone who owns a pet rat and voluntarily owned a rat, that is completely fine. That is completely fair. When they invade your house, on the other hand, that's an entirely different story. Owning a rat seems fine. When they get in your house, no. No, I want them out. This is why I wanted to get cats. So I could get the rats out of the house. Stops mid munch on Dorito. Please give me back the Doritos. Get out of the cupboard. You know what? Get out of the house, please. Same with the rest of the lampies. You know what? That's why I don't like rats, and that's why I don't like the rest of the lampies. But the lampies are like rats. They infest the house, and then I can't get rid of them. All right, let's see. But wherever will I get a cat to catch, or yeah, to get rid of rats, stares at Lampy. I mean, there are cats on the Etsy and vgen page as well. You want a cat? Boom, there you go. There's a cat. Or you could just find a cat out on the streets. There's always cats on the streets. Which also reminds me, if I ever move out into the middle of nowhere, if I move out into the deserts, I might take a cat with me. In case rats start running around the house in the middle of nowhere, I'll know that there's a cat to catch those rats. Boom, easy extermination. Okay, now let me try to catch up with some things. But first, let's add that cat to the screen. Which, by the way, folks, there we go, cat. We're going to put that cat right next to the rat. Yeah, it's just going to be looming over that rat. You know what? Let's try that again. I'm never going to get any work done. Just going to have this cat right over here, just looming behind that rat. Mm-hmm. That poor rat doesn't even know. Yeah. Alright, we're just going to toss the cat right over here. Right here? Here. Yeah, this works. Here. There we go. Okay, let's see. Mothman, you're a moth who is a man. Or, you're a moth who is a man. I say Mothman. Oh, I forgot about that part of the song. Accept it? Never. I own a New York rat. That's a really big rat, then. Oh yeah, I had pet rats, but I am currently at war with invading rats at work. See? See? Corvid gets it. Corvid gets it. Having a pet rat is fine. Having an infested rat, that's a different story. Tricephalos, gaping jaw, sentient pest. We ran Rakuyo through. Phrasing. I swapped from Scholar to Undertaker and popped off. Yo, nice. I'm glad to hear that y'all managed to beat up them rats. Not rats, them bosses in Night Rain. That's what I meant to say. They're cold, Lampy, let them in so they can get warm. Never. Get out of the house, you crazy rats. Same thing with the Lampies. Get out of the house, you crazy Lampies. Go back in the woods. New York rats don't mess around. Oh yeah, I've heard stories about New York rats. If I'm correct, I've heard stories of New York rats literally trying to drag away human babies. Like literally just snatching them out of the cribs and stuff. Has the destination system not struck you, Lampy? Oh, distribution system. Wait, the what? Outside cat equals free cat. Yeah, exactly. Outside cat equals free cat. If there's a free cat, get that free cat. Alright, no wait. Yeah, don't worry about what I'm saying. I'm losing my marbles now. Don't worry about it. But cats eat moths. Yeah? So do dogs. And birds. And everything. Not gonna lie, it's not an easy life being a bug. I tried getting the cat for my New York rat. I never saw that cat again. You know what? Understandable. Have a nice day. After that case, if the cat doesn't work, you just have to accept that New York rat, it's there to stay. You just better hope that it never gets into your room. It's what most scripted shows, when they talk about Mothman. Oh, and they talk about Mothman when they used to show it flying. Yeah, oh, that's where that third version came from. Okay, so it was from TV shows. We're gonna call it TV Mothman then. So do crows, or yeah, so do crows. Yeah, see, exactly, Queeg gets it. Cats eat moths, birds eat moths. Everything eats moths, dogs eat moths. That's why moths need guns. That's why give Lampy a gun is a hashtag. Woods don't need the enlightenment of lampies. The cult gathers in the glow of computer screens. No. You should do your crazy dances out in the woods. It helps summon whatever it is that you're trying to summon. I don't know. What do cults do? Other than eat my food and live in my basement. Anyway, that's not the point. Let's get back to the rigging. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get this eye. We're going to make a new layer. We're going to call this one Eye Blink. Eye Blink. That part should be okay. And with that deformer, we're just going to go to the inspector tab over here. Right up there. We're going to go all the way down to the opacity. You'll see name, ID, part, deformer, opacity. Boom, there we go. That was the opacity. You'll see it at 100. We want to drop that to 0. We want to make sure that doesn't exist anymore. It is gone. No more eye, no more opacity. Let's save. And as for these two parts, we're also going to make another deformer for that. We're going to call this one Eye Open. Just going to leave that one right there. We're going to keep that opacity at 100%, and that should be good. Now, speaking of which, we're also going to need to go to this mouth here. We're going to need to go to this mouth shape. We're actually not going to make any shape for that. We're actually just going to put that... We want to go to that layer itself. Go back to the opacity on the inspector tab. Go to that opacity. Put that all the way to 0. Now there is a reason why we did that, because you're probably going to look at that part and think, wait, why would you put that in? Why would you put that opacity to 0? Now we could see the mouth. Or we could see the mouth of the inside. Why would we want that? That's a very, very important reason for that. I'm going to show you right now. Because I want to take the mouth, and I want to set up a... I'm going to show you a little trick. I showed this one before, but I'm going to show it for this rigging right now. I'm going to show you how this invisible layer is going to hide everything that's within the mouth. Everything behind the mouth lips. This invisible layer is going to hide that. Now that sounds like insanity, am I right? Well, I'm going to show you how we're going to make that insanity become a reality. We're going to take this mouth inside part. And we're going to take that clipping ID. We're going to go back to the inspector. We're going to look for clipping ID over here. We're going to click on that. We also need to bring this back to the tutorial screen right quick, so you could actually see that part. So, click mouth inside. Go to Inspector tab. Scroll all the way down till we find Clipping ID. Once we find Clipping ID, we move over to the right until we find this little box right here. Click on that box. And now we're going to have all these parts right here, all of these layers. We don't care about any of those layers. There's only one layer that we care about. Also, thank you for redeeming gun there, Spock. The layer that we care about is the invisible lip. This one layer alone. We click on invisible lip. Now, you all have noticed something. Nothing has changed. Now, why is that? I'm actually going to show you something. Something did change, but not quite what we were hoping for. You see, when you put a clipping mask, it means that whatever object is being clipped will only be seen within that layer. So if we move this outside of that invisible box, it'll be invisible. Now, I can already hear you thinking, that is the exact opposite of what I wanted. I want it to be invisible anytime it's behind that layer. Why would I want it to be only visible? Yeah, why would I want it to be visible behind that layer and at no other point? I want it the opposite way, where if it's behind that layer, it's invisible. And you're right. That is what you would probably want. I'm going to show you how we're going to make that actually happen. Now that we got all of that set up, you go back to that clipping ID and you'll see something right below it. It'll say inverted mask. That is the thing that we want. Click on that inverted mask. Also, keep a close eye on the inside of the mouth, that pink square. Keep a close eye on that pink square. Because the moment we click on inverted mask, it's gone. Now we're going to take this invisible square, or we're going to take the invisible layer, and we're going to show you something. When the mouth opens, boom, there's that square. When it closes, it's gone. Because we set the inverted mask. Now, this square will only be visible everywhere else except behind that layer. Now, this way... Now, the whole reason why we did all of that too, no less, is... The reason why we did that is because... Now, we could have a square, or we could have a shape that does not affect anything else on the layer, does not affect any of the pattern. We don't have to shape it just perfectly to fit that pattern. No, none of that now. We don't have to deal with any of that. Because I will definitely tell you something. There are some times where... Let's actually put this layer back to 100% opacity. Because you will notice, if we tried moving this stuff around, we would have to take these points, move them so they blend in with that square any time and every time, and that's going to be very, very tedious. Or even worse, if we had that pattern and it moved upwards like so. Let's give an example. Let's say we just took a pattern and just started moving it around to give a happy smile, a down smile, all of that. We would have to meld these parts along to blend perfectly with the pattern, and that would be a pain. But this is why we made that invisible layer. And this is why we made the... Yeah, this is why we made the invisible layer. And this is why we added the inverted clipping mask. So this way, if we did have a pattern, we won't have to worry about any of that stuff, because that square can move wherever, however, not affect anything else except for the inside of the mouth. Boom. Also, if you have any questions about Live2d, feel free to ask, and I will try my best to answer any of those questions as I possibly can. There might be some things that I may not know, but I will try my best to answer all of those questions. Alright, let me see. Lampy, I love that you explain how everything works while you work. Like a YouTube tutorial I can talk to. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I always like to explain these things because I know how it is where you're watching something, you have no idea what's going on, and... Well, no. I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched a lot of Bob Ross. And I'm gonna be honest with you on that one too. I watched how he did all of that stuff. He explained all of it. It was a really cool time. I still have no idea what he did. Dude's a freaking wizard. Able to make a whole masterpiece. Photogenic landscapes. In less than 30 minutes. Every episode. I don't know how he does it. That's a magician right there. But I'm not gonna lie. I took a lot of inspiration from Bob Ross. Especially the explaining part. I don't know. I will also say, personally, I just like explaining these things because it helps me process things. And I also feel like it makes it easier to process these streams instead of just watching it. It's like, all right, this person's doing something. I have no idea what they're doing, but I'll roll along with it. And then, you know, I also start to worry, like, maybe people get bored if they have no idea what's going on. So I always like to explain these things. I don't know, I just like explaining stuff. That's also how I feel with video games too. I'm not gonna lie. Like any game that I play, heck, that's why whenever I'm playing games like Bloodborne or Elden Ring or stuff like that, I always try to explain what on earth is going on, what on earth I'm doing, why we're doing any of this stuff, and what the plot of the game is. Because sometimes we also have works where nothing is explained, and so we just roll with it, or something like that. I don't know. It's really cool that you do that. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that I'm glad to hear that, because it means we're doing something right. Happy little trees? Yeah, they're just gonna add happy little trees, and that tree needs a happy little tree needs a friend. So we're just gonna add another tree. And as Bob Ross always likes to say, there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. And then he threatens to cut you if you told anybody about that little secret. Or at least that's what Family Guy told me. Happy little trees indeed. Let's see. The happy little trees taught him. Yeah. Taught him how? Yeah, basically. In all honesty. Happy little lamps, yeah. Bob Ross is a great inspiration. He is. Like. Okay, and as crazy as it sounds, I'm gonna say, from what I last remember, Bob Ross is a great inspiration. If you see anything with his brand name, don't buy it. Because it does not go to his family. Someone else took the rights to the Bob Ross name. And it's already like millionaires over there, so yeah, don't. Yeah. Last I remember, I could be wrong, look it up yourself just to make sure. Because, like I said, last I remember, that could have been the situation, but you never know. That could have just been the internet telling me lies, as they always do. Anyway, I heard about that. It sucks. Yeah. I heard about that situation, like, dude. His legacy ain't even going to his family. That's messed up. It should. Or at least his family should get something from it, but last I remember, from what I recall correctly, they don't get anything from anything that he does. Any of the brand paints, the brushes, any of the merch that with his name on it, videos, nothing. I'm just thinking, that is messed up beyond belief. Oh yeah, let's get the muzzle, or the muzzle, top lip. Wait, there's a top lip? No, that's the bottom lip. All right, let's get the muzzle. Let's get the nose, because we're going to call that one top lip. Top lip. Boom. There we go. Watching Bob Ross myself, I certainly understand why he became a legend, right? Like I said, I've said this many a times and I will say it again. Dude is a freaking wizard. I remember watching so many episodes of Bob Ross. I actually watched a couple episodes a couple years back, recently, for two reasons. One, I'm a fan of ASMR, and that is the ASMR that I like to listen to. Listening to some dude beat the devil out of a brush. And let's be honest, dude was one of the early ASMR streams, or videos. Prove me wrong. Those were some cozy episodes. And you just hear the brush going across the canvas, and whatever that stencil thing going across the canvas. All of that stuff. Crazy nonsense. We should raid the weekend Bob Ross Twitch stream. Okay, not gonna lie, that would be funny. I also feel like it would be waste of a raid, but it would be funny. And maybe someday. Oh yeah, wizard is a good way to describe it. Yeah, exactly, because anyone who's ever seen a Bob Ross stream, you know full well what I'm talking about. Where he's making that landscape, he's making it look good, he's making it look nice, And then he decides, you know what? We're going to add something. And he just adds a big old blotch on top of the masterpiece that he made. And it looks like he ruined it. Because you got that whole masterpiece, and now you just got this blotch, this blob, this stain on the image. And then he keeps on going. And he keeps on painting on that stain, painting around that stain, blending things in, adding more things on top of it. And you don't know when, but there's a gradual point. There's a gradient between stain and actual piece of the environment. And it doesn't hit you until it is finished. You just see it. It's never, it doesn't become a part of the image. It doesn't become a part of the art piece until he adds that last moment, that last brushstroke. And that is the craziest part, because until that last brushstroke is plopped onto that part that he just made, it just looks like a stain on the canvas. It's not until that last part. And then, boom, that stain became a waterfall. That stain became a cozy little cabin. That stain became an entire tree. Or multiple rocks. Or even the sea. Well, maybe not the sea, but a lake. Yeah, you know what I mean. It became the horizon. And I don't know how he pulls it off. He just does. And it is absolute magic. I am waving my arms in the air, and you cannot see it, but that's not the point. The point being is, dude was a wizard when it came to this stuff. And every time, under 30 minutes. The entire thing, under 30 minutes. Never gonna get over that. Never gonna get over that. Alright, let me see. Copy paste. Residual royalties from Bob Ross brand products primarily go to Bob Ross Inc. Bob Ross Inc., owned by Kosowski family, longtime business partners, because a legal battle after Bob Ross's death resulted in them gaining full control of his image and IP, despite Ross's later attempts to leave them to his son, Steve, and half-brother Jimmy Cox. The Kowalskis now license his likeness for merchandise, with some paintings even going to museums, while Steve Ross ultimately settled. Dang. See, that's what I mean. Okay, if they settled, that means they got some sort of money out of this, but still, their legacy does not belong to his family. And that part's the part that sucks. Voice is magical? I agree. Like I said, dude is a wizard. And one of the early ASM artists. Every time I think of Bob Ross, I ultimately think of Boondocks episode. Oh yeah, the guy that teaching Riley how to graffito tag and paint. Make a nice painting out there. And then he has a shootout with the cops. Big O stain, that's a tree in the foreground. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, starts as a stain, becomes a tree. That's the real magic trick right there. I'm not gonna lie, that's the real magic trick. Like, you see this? Boom. It's a tree now. It's a rock. It's a mountain. It's grass. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, whoever gave Barry a sub. Big thanks to you. Barry, I hope you enjoy those emotes. Which also reminds me, that's what I want to do tomorrow. Before I start drawing tomorrow or playing Night Rain, whichever one I'm going to do, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, but I'm going to stream tomorrow. And the first thing I want to do is look at the recap. Because I looked at the recap earlier, or a few times now, but I want to give an overview of that sort of stuff. I want to talk about them recaps. I want to talk about the stream recap, maybe the viewer recap, I don't know. Mostly the stream recap. Because it made me realize something. It made me realize that I think it's time for a change. As crazy as it sounds, I think it's time for a slight update. I'll explain that when we get there. I'm not entirely sure, though. But maybe it's time. I don't know. Don't worry, nothing bad, nothing bad. But you'll see what I mean when we get there. There's a dude who comes to a local marker place, or marker's place, or marker's space I'm a part of, that works closely with Steve Ross and teaches Bob Ross's painting style. Ooh, yo, that sounds pretty epic right there. Wait, what's a marker space? An update? Sounds interesting. Interesting indeed. Eagerly waiting to see Lampy's top viewers list in the recap. Yeah. Although I'm not gonna lie, it is an entire year, so things, I'm not gonna lie, like, things have definitely changed within those years. It's crazy to think about when looking back on all of that. Well, we'll talk more about that tomorrow. Yeah. Steve's situation sucked. It made it so he couldn't even admit that he was related to his dad without the settlement, on top of agreeing to not get any more of the royalties. Yeah, that's the part. See, this is what I was saying, like, earlier. If you see Bob Ross merch, don't buy it. It's not going to his family. And that really sucks. Might be doing more cool things? Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. We just draw. I just put pixels on a screen. Yeah, that's all I do. I just put pixels on a screen. There's a wasp in my room. Quick, throw the phone at it. No, I'm kidding. I hate to break it to you there, John. 1, get out of that room. 2, if the wasp, that's the wasp's room now. Either that or find a chancla. Just don't get stung. Stay safe. Marker's Place. Basically, it's a place for artists of any kind to come and vibe and do art. God, I wish I had one of those here. I miss those times. You know, there was a time where I used to go to art meets. What an art meet is that a bunch of people would just show up, show up at an arranged place at a certain time, a certain day, at least once or twice a week. And we would all just, or everyone there would just hang out, get food, draw, talk about stuff. Just maybe you would all draw similar things. Maybe you'd all draw your own thing. Maybe you'd show off your art. Maybe you'd just sit there and just sit back and chill and just draw and whatever. But I actually had made a few friends there. It's also where that story that I mentioned where phrases in context was desperately needed when one of the people that I knew there... Well, it's a long story. Don't worry about it. All I know is that context was needed and I had to explain to everybody, like, hold up. They don't mean it like that. But yeah, good times. There was also a place where the art meets were, where they had apple pie. I love that spot. I miss pie. Also, ads. I think ads are about to start soon. Hi, Lampy. Yo, Brina, welcome on in. How you be? Hope you're having a good day there, buddy. I saw you were playing something. Hold on a minute. Don't tell me. I saw your stream. You were playing the Goblin Cleanup. How did it go? I hope it went well. Let's give a shout out to Brina. Go check out Brina. They play a good variety of games. It's either chill times or very crazy times. It all depends on the game that they're playing. Go check them out. I highly recommend that you do. And I hope the Goblin Cleanup went well. Let's also give a shout out to Thunder. Thunder had some very chill streams. They rage at games. Really funny times. I highly recommend checking them out when you get the chance. Yee? Yeah, Yee. Wait, why are we talking about Yee? What was I talking about? Yeah, I miss art meetups. It's dead. I killed it. I'm more powerful than Wasp. That's what's up. Rest in peace there, Wasp, but sometimes you gotta get rid of those bugs, because you don't want to get stung. Some bugs just will not, some bugs are just gonna sting. And you don't want that. Lampy, I beat you in Connect 4. Do I get my money back? Wait, we played Connect 4? I thought we were playing checkers. No fair, I want a rematch. Also, welcome on in there, Thunder. How you be? I hope you're having a good day there, buddy. And besides there, Thunder, you're not supposed to beat me in Connect 4. You're supposed to beat me in a duel. Hold on a minute. Let me get my duel disc. There we go. All right. We're playing... Yeah, we're playing 52 pickup. Your move there, Thunder. Which, by the way, folks, if you see this dual disc, it's available on the coffee page, absolutely free. What the? Sounds were said. Moth tax? No moth tax. You do not need moth tax. There is no moth tax here. I play the King of Spades. What do I play? Okay, you know what? They play the King of Spades. Oh, yeah? You know what? I play 3 jokers. Your move, Magic Man. Wait, why are y'all spamming the vgen? Also, thank you for the bits there, Brina. I greatly appreciate it. Get him? No, don't get him. Stay away from those spots. Unless it's the coffee page, then feel free to pick up everything there. Speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh! You heard of the upcoming full art card news? Oh yeah, I saw the full arts. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the full arts look good, but at the same time, it feels like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is playing catch-up now. If that makes any sense. Because now that every other card game has a full art, the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is now tossing in full arts after all this time, it feels like it's a little late to the party, if that makes any sense. I don't know. That's just me personally. I do, however, like the Cyber End full art, but for the most part, I'm like, they exist, I suppose. They're also probably going to be expensive, so I'm not going to actually own one of those anyway, so I'm not paying for that. So, they're there, that's all I can really say. It's not moth tax, it's a rent for the basement. No rent for the basement, get out of there. I'm gonna spend an amount of money that shows my appreciation but doesn't leave a hole in my bank. No, you don't have to show appreciation like that. The fact that y'all are just here watching the stream in the first place, that shows more than enough appreciation as it is. How's it going? Yo, EB. I haven't started any of the rigging yet. I've just been setting up the deformers, and I've been distracted very easily, mind you. So, we're getting there, slowly but surely. But then again, that's Thunder, thank you for gifting a sub. You didn't have to do that. Save your money. It's Christmas season. Plus, I know what you've spent money on there, Thunder. You gotta say, go save your money. But yeah, Ryu, what's your opinion on the full arts? Actually, for anyone who plays Yu-Gi-Oh! And found out about the full art cards, what's your opinion on that? I want to know. Like, genuinely, I want to know. If you agree with what I just said, if you disagree with what I just said, I want to know. And if you disagree, why do you disagree? I want to know. But we want to support our favorite moth. You're supporting by being here. The fact that you're watching this stream already as it is, that's more than enough. Because again, no one's obligated to watch these streams. So, if you're watching, that's all there is to it. What was I doing again? Oh, right. Let's save this. Okay, so we got that part of the mouth. We got the lip. We got the tooth. You know what? We're going to take teeth, and we're going to put that in the top lip. Just toss those teeth in there, too. We're also going to make a deformer for inside mouth. Inside mouth. There we go. Perfect. As for that lip shadow, I'm probably going to need to make something for that lip shadow, but I might also just add that to the bottom lip there. You know what? Let's add that to the bottom lip. Here's the other thing we need to do. I'm going to make... Okay, so I've actually showed you two of the deformers. I showed you the green box, which for some reason is now that box. I don't know why, but we'll figure that part out later. I showed you the green box, and I showed you the red circle. But for the lip, and sometimes the upper lid of the eye, depending on what your model looks like, I'm going to show you a third type of deformer. I'm going to show you the deform path. How do you make a deform path? I'm going to show you right now. What you need to do is select the parts that you want for said deform path. You normally want it for things like straight lines, up or eyelids, mouth lines, whiskers, sometimes whiskers. You don't need them for whiskers, but if you wanted to, you could probably add that to whiskers. Strings, like, how do I explain that one? Any sort of string or any sort of very, very thin strand on your model itself, like a really thin strand of hair, or a shoelace, or what's that thing on your hoodie that lets you pull the hoodie over your head? Not pull the hoodie over your head, but close your hood. Jacket string? Something like that. Anyway, stuff like that. Let's go. Why let's go? We've been distracting him again? Let's be honest, I've been distracted this entire stream. Ain't nothing different. But now, going back to it. You want to use it for things like that. All the stuff that I just mentioned earlier. And we're going to use it for the mouth layer here. For the bottom of the mouth. But first, we need to make sure that we have the right pieces selected. Which is the bottom lip. Which is this lip line right here. The invisible lip. Actually, you know what? Before we do any of that, let's take this bottom lip and shrink it down to just... Actually, not even shrink it down. That's what we're going to do. We're going to increase the shape just a little bit more. But we're also going to drag it up behind this entire mouth shape. And we're going to hide the top of the muzzle. Because what I want to do next is take this bottom lip, drag it upwards just a bit. Right there should be good. Now that we got that, let's take the bottom lip, the invisible lip, and the mouth shadow. With these three selected, we are going to add that deform path. Let's do that right now. So we go back to the top up here, and we look for the square that shows a circle and a curved line across. That's the thing that we want. Click on that. Now with this line, we need to start selecting some certain things. You know what? Before we select things, actually, let's get our cursor again, because I want to take these 2 points and shrink them back down somewhere along the path of here. There we go. That should be good. Maybe pull this one in a little bit, pull that one in a little bit. That should be okay. Now select all three parts again. Select the lip line, bottom lip, invisible lip, mouth shadow. Go back to the circle with the curve, click on that, and now here's how we set this thing up. Drawstring? Drawstring, that's the word. What we're gonna do is that we're gonna set the deform path across that lip line. Now where we want to start is just a little bit outside of the actual line. So if this is where the corner of the line is, we want to move just a little bit further out there. Right here should be good. This is the starting point. The second point, we want to actually put directly on that corner, like so. Now, we want to add a 25, we want to add 4 more points. Well, actually, not 4 more points. We'll explain it as we go along. That's at the halfway point. That's at a point between the start and the halfway. Right there. At the end point. At a middle point between the middle. Or yeah, at a middle point between the center and the end point. Like so. Go back to that end point. And then put a dot nearing the end right there. Boom. That's what we are going to want for our mouth layer. Now, why did we put all of that? I'm going to show you. Let's select that cursor again. Because I will say, sometimes this part might get a bit confusing where you got everything set up, you're all good, you're all set, and then when you try to move things around, like, hey, wait a minute, that's not how it's supposed to work. Why is it not moving? And then it turns out, the reason why it's not moving is because you're still set on the deform path square. If that's the case, if things are moving around like that, and it's not working, like it's not actually moving any of that stuff, look up here. If it's still on that box, just select the cursor point, just click it like that, and then boom, we're good again. Now, this is the reason why you wanted to add this deform path, is because now we could actually just move and drag all of this crazy stuff around however you see fit. Have it move around all over that place. Move it in the center, move it up, move it down, move it to the sides, all of that crazy stuff. And now you're able to warp the shape of the mouth however you see fit. Of course, you're going to need to still work on some other things, and sometimes it might get a little weird and a little bugged out like that, and we might need to fix that part later. And I think I know what I need to do to fix that problem. But for right now, that's the game plan. That is the goal. And you know what? Maybe not have the lip shadow. Let's try that again. I'm going to repeat this process without the lip shadow, just to see if that works. Let's try that again. So, bottom lip, middle lip, or yeah, lip line and invisible lip. Oh, right. Go back over there. Go back to this dot with the curve. Click on the outside. Click on the exact corner. Click on the halfway point between the beginning and center. Click on the center. Click on the point between the center and the end. Click on the end. And then click one more out there. Then go back to the cursor. And now move that sucker however you see fit. It might get a little too crazy, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, and yeah, we're going to need to fix all of that. But anyway, or sometimes what you could just do is select those 2 points. Just rotate them around. Just drag them up if need be. Stuff like that. Although I don't know why that is not working the right way, but we'll figure that out later on. But anyway, we'll save that and we'll leave that where it is. Let's get the muzzle back and we should be good. Yo, Arcade and Liz, how you be? Hope you're having a good day there, buddy. Thank you for the, thank you for the hydrate, the posture check, and the stretch there, Arcade. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Lampy. Yo, Liz. I hope things are well. I hope things are good. All right, let's see. It's what we're here for. To distract me? You know what? Fair. Honestly. That's what... Let's be honest, that's what streams are all about. Streams are about distraction. Sometimes. Okay, let me see. Drawstring. Yeah, drawstring. That's the word I was looking for. In typical fashion, Konami gave lots of decks full arts. Or full art cards, but red eyes. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I still think I would have looked at it like, meh. The only thing I'm actually really mad about is that Dark Magician and Blue Eyes Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, Cyber End, Neo, or Shining Flare, Wingman, Stardust, they didn't just get full arts. They got new cards. That Blue Eyes and the Dark Magician aren't just generic full art cards again. Those are actual effects. They actually gave a new Dark Magician and Blue Eyes effect monster. Same thing with Cyber End Dragon, same thing with Shining Flare, Wingman, Stardust, the rest of them, the list goes on. All of those aren't even just full arts, they are brand new cards. Kind of. They're brand new effects, at least. And that's the part where I'm looking at it like, I don't care if it's a full art or not, they got new cards, and Red Eyes is out of the loop. Nah, instead, we got another zombie card. We got another zombie Red Eyes. I swear to God, zombie Red Eyes gets more support than actual Red Eyes. Prove me wrong. Save, good idea. Thank you for the save. But yeah, I'm going to figure out more about why that line art isn't working. But for right now, we're actually going to go back to the lip line and that. We're going to get rid of... We're going to get rid of the corner, in all honesty. I think that might be the answer. Let's just get rid of that thing. I mean, granted, I will still need that because it makes it easier to move the corners around, but we'll leave it as is. Let's see what happens. No, I still think we need one more here. Maybe we'll just bring it further out, though. Maybe that's the problem. Alright, maybe here might work. Whoops. Alright, hold on a minute. I need to look at something else now, because it keeps selecting... No, it only selects that. Okay. And I don't know why it was doing that. It should not be doing that. Alright, hold on a minute. I'm just going to get rid of all of that. Let's remove this one. We're going to remove the deform pads because it's not working the way it's supposed to. It's only supposed to be the bottom lip and the top lip. And you know what? The mouth shadow, because apparently the mouth shadow was not the problem either. Okay, now that we got that. 1, 2, center, other point, right here should be good, and then a little bit further outside. Right there should be okay. Let's put it back in the center. Select that dot in the halfway point there. Select that dot in the halfway point there. Go back to this corner over here, drag this one just a little bit further out. That should be okay. Yeah, no, it definitely feels like adding the shadow, the lip shadow to the rest of the list is definitely messing it up. So let's just select these 2 points. And let's do that again. Then I'll come back to it all later. So 1 and 2, middle, outside, and that part. And then we just put it one more in the center, one more in the center, and then we just leave it there. Whew. Let's save it at that point. Oh, so what time is it? 10:24? You know what? Let me check something. I want to see... Oh, right, I forgot who I was watching what raided into me, so... Yeah. I will say, though... The person I was hoping to raid is no longer on. That's usually the case. Maybe someday, maybe someday. I'm gonna be honest with you, folks. It is about 10:30. So it'll probably be on for at least another 30 minutes, and then I call it a day. Or I call it a night, and then I'll be back tomorrow. But I do have at least 2 targets that I could drop people off on. Probably. 3 targets, 4 targets. Actually, there's a lot of targets. I also see someone who's playing Night Rain. But that's not right. That's not the point right now. We'll look into that later. We'll look into that later. Time to put a nice watch on Lampy's throne. Wait, why put a watch on my throne? Although that also reminds me, there's something I want to do. Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, so there's a plan for an upcoming holiday that I think would be really, really funny. It's a small plan. It's really dumb. But I know what I'm going to do for a certain holiday in February, I think it is. I think the holiday's in February. I have a dumb idea. You'll find out more about it in January. Anyway. Actually, yeah, no, I think I'm going to call it right here. So I finally got a Steam account a few days ago. Hey, that's what's up there, Mech. I'm sorry there, Mech. I'm gonna refund you later. Or I'm gonna refund you those points, because I unfortunately cannot do that one today. I'm actually gonna be calling it here. I'm gonna be raiding into somebody before it's too late. I know who I'm gonna raid into. Let's see. Only 30 minutes before only 30 more minutes of Lampy. Guess I'll hop on a train, run off with my brother as the police chase us down for stealing the alien from Area 51. Wait, what? What does that got to do with what does that got to do with only 30 minutes of Lampy stream left? I think I might have someone. Don't worry about that one there, Toshi. I have a couple of ideas on who I'm going to raid. I got a couple of ideas right about now. I got one person playing Night Rain. I got one person doing art. I got one person playing Yakuza 0. Wait, actually, let me refresh the page right quick now that I think about this. I think I know someone who I want to drop everybody off on. They're currently playing Night Rain. Really funny streams. Really great singer. Okay, so funny enough, originally they were known as the Night Rain streamer. Or they were known as well, originally when they were first streaming, they were playing a lot of Elden Ring. They were known for doing a lot of, they were known for doing singing and being absolutely bizarre and funny. Now they're just, okay, well, they're still known for all of that, but they're most well known for Elden Ring Night Rain. Like, that is their dedicated stream. Granted, they play other games, but this is their dedicated stream. So we're going to drop you folks off with a dedicated Elden Ring Night Rain at it. If you thought 500 hours on the game was a lot, I think they might be in the 1,000. Maybe even the thousands mark. Maybe it might even be multiple thousands. I don't know at this point. It has everything to do with Lampy stream ending? How is that having to do with Lampy stream ending? Is Slump the one playing Yakuza? Yeah, Slump's the one playing Yakuza. Have a good night, Lampy. Oh, thank you there, John. Or thank you there, Brina. Also, Brina, thank you for... I swear, that model does... Or, yeah, that apparently sets off text-to-speech, but all it does is shoot. I'm like, what on earth are they even saying? I know it has something to do with the cupcake. Anyway, we're going to drop you folks off with the Honey. Honey be playing the Night Rain. Honey be playing the Elden Ring. They are currently playing Deep of Night. And if you like to see Elden Ring streams, or if you like to see Night Rain streams, this is a good place to go. Granted, fair warning, it might be a bit loud, so you might want to lower the volume on your stream right now before we raid on in. Because it can be very chill, but they're also playing Night Rain, and I can definitely tell you, they can get pretty loud. So lower the volume just a bit. They don't always get loud, but there are times where they do get loud, so brace yourselves on that. Alrighty then. Here is going to be our raid message. You know what? Here's our raid message. our raid message is Ferret Hours. Use those emotes if you have them. Use whatever. Actually, use whatever emotes you like. But the raid message is Ferret Hours. That is our raid message. I will be back tomorrow for New Year's Eve or New Day or New Year Day, depending on where you live in the world. So, yeah, look forward to that. I might be playing some Night Rain. I might also just do some art, work on the model, or yeah, work on the moth rig. All of that stuff. Look forward to that. In the meantime, oh yeah, I'll be back 7 p.m. PST as always, so look forward to that. Let's go show some support to the Hani Buddha. They legitimately might be one of the pinkest streams you ever done seen. Or one of the pinkest VTubers you ever done seen. But it says a lot, because there's a lot of pink VTubers out there. It didn't copy. Hold on a minute. Let me try that again. And I know they're going to be there for a while because they are currently... Oh, it's actually late game in their run. But they also stream very, very late. So I know they're going to be on for a bit of a while. So let's roll on in. With that being said, thank you all for stopping by. If you would like to support the channel, or if you want to keep up with the channel, go check out the... I keep forgetting, it's always links. Go check out the links page. We got socials. Yeah, you could check up on the socials to see when I stream, what I'm working on, what sort of nonsense we're going to be getting up to, and upcoming events. We got the Twitters and the Blue Skies, depending on which one you prefer. And also, we got affordable models on the Etsy page. Nothing over 10 bucks. So yeah, everything 10 bucks and below for models. We also got merch, Lampy plushies, Lampy figures on the fourth wall page, as well as other merch. And if you or someone you know is looking for emotes, assets, character sheets, character concepts, Live2d models, both big and small, whether it just be the rig or the art, or animations, you can either contact me directly or go to the vgen page. Every little bit helps. It keeps the roof over my head and it keeps this stream running. And also, always remember, you're all awesome in your own way, because you folks make these streams in this community what it is. It's awesome chat with you folks, cracking jokes, brainstorming, all that good stuff. And if you lurk, that's great too. But the fact that you took the time out of your day to have this bug drawing and rambling in the background means more to me than you could possibly imagine. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Alright folks, let's go show the Hani some support. Really great friend, really awesome streams, really great singing, all that good stuff. I hope you all have a good night, a better tomorrow, and a great week. Happy holidays.